Jordan Love's left thumb. Matthew Stafford's back. Darnell Mooney's shoulder. Is Keaton Mitchell injured? And James Cook ends his hold-in. All of that and more tonight in the Fantasy Football Garage. We're going to draft some best ball teams, best ball manias. We're going to talk preseason week 1, fantasy football news and notes, as well as strategies. I'm Chris the Candyman. Welcome to the garage. Let's get in here. Let's draft some teams. Come say what up in the chat and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I've got a goal to hit 500 subscribers before the start of the NFL season, but I need your help to get there. So make sure you're subscribed. It doesn't cost you a thing. It's free. Click the button below. Get ready to draft some teams. Let's get right into it. Slap the like on your way in. Let me hit the intro. Jump right into this first Best Ball Mania draft. Let's go. But overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like actions speak louder than words. How we doing tonight? What's up, fellas? Nick Bach, my friend. How you doing on this Tuesday night? Hope you're doing well. What you getting into? What are you drafting? This is a best ball mania draft, and I'm taking it from the 3 spot. I've got my ranks updated, my own personal ranks ready to go. This is going to be a Jahmyr Gibbs team. I want to get my Jahmyr Gibbs exposure up. I'm going to take him here at the 3. I take a whole awful lot of CeeDee Lamb, and I normally would. But tonight, we're taking Gibbs here from the 3 spot. Let's see what we can get into. I'm going to pull up the combination tool from Best Ball Overlay and keep this up so I can check my exposures, my player combinations. Maybe we can get something unique. Yeah, this is like number... Let's find out. What number Best Ball Mania is this for me? What number are you on, Nick? I think I asked you this recently, but let's check in and see. I've got 51 left. So this is number 99. Number 99. Lucky 99. I'm pumped. I'm feeling good. I've got a few high stakes slow drafts going. Not too many. I think I got 6 going. So 51 Best Ball Manias and counting. Looks like we got some familiar names. Thick Thina, recognize Thick Thina in here from Twitter. And I've definitely drafted with Finn to win it before. Recognize that name. Dr. Evil, 1996. Classic. How we doing tonight, fellas? Make sure you slap the like on your way in. If you're watching this in the future, if you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment below. Let me know, what round should you draft TreVeyon Henderson for fantasy football in 2025? Should he be going in the 4th round? Does he belong in the 5th round? If you're lucky, you're grabbing him in the beginning of the 6th round 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but he's steadily rising. I've been seeing TreVeyon Henderson going anywhere from pick 40 to 45, and I think he's going to settle somewhere in there around James Cook. We also got good news on James Cook today. He's officially practicing the holdout, the hold-in. Seems like it's over. I guess he's going to be signing a new contract soon. He's at least practicing with the team, so just that little bump, we'll double count it. His ADP could rise a few spots positionally. I don't know if he'll flip anyone. I mean, and for me, it's a similar tier to Breece Hall. Okay, here's the combo tool. I don't have any T. Higgins. I feel like that's one way to play it and can't go wrong. Otherwise, I guess do Bucky Irving. I'm going to do Bucky Irving because I didn't really have a ton of that combination of Gibbs and Irving. I know I've done it a couple times. My combination tool was telling me that I had Bucky with Gibbs. Let's see. Bucky with Gibbs 8% of the time. So that's still pretty rare. I would have liked for T. Higgins to possibly be there. Let me make sure I've got my right weeks on. I do not. There we go. Could be Marvin Harrison here. Could go Josh Allen. I think I'll just take Marvin Harrison and hope for his 2025 breakout sophomore season. Pretty confident in that. I mean, it's a fine pick. I would have liked T. Higgins. Maybe I could have pushed it. Maybe I would have been just as well off to take T. Higgins in round 2, and then one of the running backs like Jacobs or Bucky comes back around. Nick is at 118, so he's got 32 left to go. That's a pretty good range to be in. I've been doubling up. I'm doing about 2 or 3 per day, so that's the kind of pace that I'm at. I'm feeling good about it, but I think you're ahead of the curve a little bit. That's nice. Aren't you worried about Puka Nacua? Where did Puka go in this draft? So Lamar Jackson goes at pick 16. That's kind of different. Puka goes at the 1-2 turn. I'm not really worried about the Rams yet. Not just yet. I'm still in on the Rams. I'm going to wait until we get some terrible news to start fading, but I'm going to keep drafting the Rams aggressively. It's an offense that I've been targeting all summer, and notoriously, the Monday Night Football game in Week 17 in Atlanta, the Falcons hosting the Rams. You're going to want a piece of that game. It's the last game in the slate of the entire tournament season. You're going to want a piece of that. Yo, what up, OM Godlike? How we doing, brother? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a great Tuesday night, my friend. We got Disbanded Brotherhood. What's up, my friend? Ricky Person. Yeah, I've been working on my Ricky Person exposures. I moved him up in the ranks. I moved him up to about spot 214. Yesterday, I had him at 215, so he's definitely a riser. Finished Best Ball Mania on DraftKings now. Nice. There you go. I like to let the news trickle in a little bit, so I've been saving these, and now I'm ready to go right after it. Walsamo, what's up, brother? Yo, how we doing this Tuesday night? The question right now, the question of the day, how many Best Ball Manias have you done if you're drafting Best Ball Manias? I've done 99. This is my 99th. Nick has done 118. OMG said he's already maxed. Let me know. Let me know what you guys are doing, what you're doing with the... I mean, we're getting new news every day. So constantly things are changing. I'm kind of regretting my heavy bag of Trey Harris. I think I've got like 8 or 9% Trey Harris around pick, anywhere from 100 to 110. So, what can you do? I'm on the clock. It's easily Xavier Worthy for me. Otherwise, I could go Jamison Williams and lean into having some Lions pieces. I think I'm going to go Worthy just because that's where I have him ranked, and I think that's the right way to play it. I'll take Worthy ahead of Breece Hall even, who I'm not super confident. I took enough Breece Hall in the second and the third round. Not the second, in the third round at the 3-4 turn kind of all summer, and then I'm just like not liking what I'm hearing. I think, to me, Henderson goes 42, Cook goes 40, even Ken Walker goes 41. I put Breece in the same tier as those guys, and those guys are starting to go ahead of him, which is interesting. George Pickens goes pick 44, right where he should be. ADP's 43 these days. Lamar Jackson going in the second round is definitely different. Breece Hall making it to 47, a good value for the drafter in the 2 spot. Just wasn't the right spot for me to get him. I'm going to keep building out this wide receiver room. I could do DK, Metcalf here, or Zay Flowers, Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle. I could even take Travis Hunter. Looking at my exposures, I have the least Waddle. He's injured right now, but I think I'll just go ahead and take some Waddle. Makes sense to go with my Bucky as well, and it's pretty much a flat tier for me with those guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a guy I need some more exposure to there with Jalen Waddle, who I've liked historically, but I mean, last year put a bad taste in my mouth. He's been underperforming for a while. The injuries, you guys know how it goes. Walsimo's at his 33rd best ball mania. Very nice. What have you been liking these days? Are you chasing TreVeyon Henderson up the board, drafting him in the 4th round? Do you think he belongs in the 5th round, the 6th round? Make sure you vote in the poll that's in the chat right now. As you're doing that, don't forget to slap the like on your way in and come say what up in the chat. Come draft with me. I'm going to do some best ball manias tonight. We're just getting into it. This is the first draft of the night. Feeling good. The vibes are high. These 20-second clocks, we're going to be ripping them. We got plenty of time to do a few drafts tonight. Getting started right about on time. Not really that early, but you guys know how it goes. Bedtime around here. Got to shut the house down and then turn the stream on. It's quiet. Trying to get focused and draft some shippers to take down these large field tournaments. I've been keeping up with the news, what's been popping off with these training camp practices, the expectations for the games in week 2, who's going to be starting, who's injured, who's going to play, which starters are going to be sat, those kind of things. Keeping up with my with the coach speak that I read in the Discord and seeing some interesting things. The big kind of confidence that's come out from the Panthers around Jalen Coker and his role is something to take note of, where at different times this offseason, we thought he's the man. We thought he's a good pick. Then we were getting some conflicting information. Maybe he's on the roster bubble. Who knows? I think he's, I even saw Coker go like pick 150 recently. So he goes all over the place. He's going to be definitely rising. If we go to the bestballoverlay.com, the free landing page, the ADP snapshot, we can see the risers in the last week. Keenan Allen up 43 spots. Torrey Horton up 20. Keaton Mitchell up 20. Bill Krosky-Merritt up 15. Braylon Allen up 11. The similar fallers that we've had. I'm back on the clock here. Pick 70 for me. And I kind of like Laporta here. I think I might do that. One of the drafters has a tight end. One doesn't. I could do Olave, who's been falling a little bit there. I think I might go with Olave and then get my 4th wide receiver. Seems decent. What comes back around, I could either be Golden, Addison, Pacheco. I won't go Montgomery, of course, but then Laporta is another consideration. Let me hit the refresh, go back to the board. Let's see where we're at here on this one. How we doing? 2 mules, 1 cart. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a great Tuesday night. What are you drafting? What are you getting into today? 1 pick away. Jerry Jeudy, Pacheco, Mahomes, and Golden goes. So I've got a 2-4 start. I'm going to go ahead and take Sam Laporta. Team stack it up a little bit with the Lions and take another piece that I need. I would have definitely considered Pacheco or Golden kind of equally. I never would have gone Mahomes. So the drafter in the 1 spot does take Rice, and then Mahomes. Joe Burrow had gone a bit earlier. Egbuka goes pick 66, continuing to rise pretty fast up the board. The team for me. Oh, 2 Mules is in Ontario, Canada. Can only do drafters. It's all the same though. Good stuff, brother. Drafting some drafters. I've never done drafters, but as far as I know, it's a marathon format, and it's it's a good tournament. Some sharp people over there on drafters for sure. I've just never made my way over there yet, but I've thought about it. I've considered it. I think one day I might go over there. We'll see. If we take down one of these big tournaments, increase the bankroll a little bit, have some more funds to spread around on these different sites. This is the first year that I got onto the FFPC. So Hartman and I, we actually did it on stream about a month and a half ago, almost 2 months at this point. We drafted an FFPC Big Gorilla. It's a managed league. It's high stakes, $350 entry, and it's PPR tight end premium. So we drafted that team a while ago. We have some rookie kind of sleepers on there. We had Dylan Sampson before the news of Quinshon Judkins. We have Jaden Blue on there. We have Cam Scatteraboo on there. We actually had Keenan Allen on there before he signed. We also had Trey Harris. We had Jaden Higgins, who's risen a bunch. We do have Rashee Rice, and we took him pretty early, but we don't know what's going on there yet. So we still don't have any definitive news there, what's going on with Rashee Rice. I'm going to go to the combo tool. I want to see my mix of Gibbs with Laporta. I have Gibbs and Laporta on about 8% of my Best Ball Mania teams. This is all tournaments. Do Best Ball Mania. 0%. What about the running backs? I wonder if I don't think I had that filtered earlier either. Yeah, 14% Bucky. So maybe I could have considered Jonathan Taylor. No, he'd already gone. I had a bunch of Josh Jacobs. So it'd be like Hampton pulling up Kyron maybe. Back on the clock by ADP, pick 94. It's probably just Kyler because I do have Marvin Harrison Jr. Otherwise, I'm thinking running back. Let's push it. Let's take Travis Etienne. Let me take Travis Etienne there and just get lucky that the drafters in between my next pick aren't interested in Kyler Murray. There's a Trey McBride team, so I think I just actually messed that one up. But I'm not really, I don't know. It's tough. It's like if you draft Marvin Harrison, you're essentially making a big bet on Kyler Murray. So it would be good to land him. At the same time, I can get Tua with Waddle later. And then Mahomes is already gone. So I did kind of make it tough on myself. Kyler comes back around at the end of the day. I would have taken Bo Nix if Kyler wasn't available. Just take Bo Nix and figure it out with some late stacks. But Kyler's there. Hey, risk it, get the biscuit sometimes. Through my first 9 picks, it's a pretty balanced build to 1-3-4-1 with Kyler Murray stacked up with Marvin Harrison Jr. Got Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, Travis Etienne Jr., who's been rising. I took him a little bit early. It's whatever. I feel like as an RB3 is fine. Marvin Harrison, Xavier Worthy, Jalen Waddle as a bring back week 17 to go along with my early Bucky Irving selection. And then Sam Laporta. So, big bet on the Cardinals, big bet on the Lions, both having the exact same bye. So we'll keep that in mind going forward. I got a lot of players on a week 8 bye. I've got Kyler, Etienne, Laporta, Gibbs, Marvin Harrison. But everyone's going to have generally more players on the week 8 bye. There's 6 teams on bye then. It's the most common bye week. I think we'll figure it out later. We'll make it work. Interface is better than Underdog and DraftKings. I'd be interested. I've watched people do drafters on stream, and I'm not going to lie, it doesn't look as appealing. It looks a little bit old school. But if you think the user interface is better, let me know why. Could you elaborate on that? Is it just the way they queue players? Is it the way that it shows players? Is it? I think there's a chat feature. Maybe I'm mistaken. Is there something else better about it other than just how it looks? Because I think the looks is very, objective. Or maybe I mean the opposite of that. The looks is kind of, everyone has their own opinion on how things would look. But is there something better about the interface that you actually like? Maybe the queue system or other things you can do. I mean, I'm curious because I've seen people draft it on stream. I've never been on their website though and drafted myself. Yo, what up, Paul Lino? How we doing, brother? Hope you're having a good one. Let's throw some music on. About to make my next picks. Let me make this pick first, actually. So it's coming up, pick 118. There's a certain player I really want here. Makes a ton of sense for my team. It is Jared Goff. I'm going to go ahead and take him and not push him. Even though I think one of the teams on the inside of me had Jameson Williams. Yeah, the drafter in the 1 spot. So that's pretty much my concern. But even though I have the double week 8 buys with Kyler Murray and Jared Goff. So I'm most certainly taking a third QB. Maybe Tua later would make some sense. I'm feeling like I could take either a running back here. I wanted Ray Davis. I could do Scattaboo. I could do Njoku, is kind of fun. Well, Njoku with Laporta actually seems pretty good. Any other QB? No, I'm going to chill. I'm going to chill on running back and let it come back around because there's a lot of good running back values that I've been taking after round 11. I kind of like the running back values better in round 12, 13, 14 range, especially since I already had Etienne. I'm not going to take Bigsby there or even pull up Tootin currently as it stands, but Njoku is pretty nice at pick 123. I've got 2 really solid tight end options. Lately, I've been favoring like 2 middle of the pack tight ends or like 1 semi-elite tight end or even elite tight end and then a middle of the pack tight end versus waiting and going super late. Because then you could still tack on the third late if you like with a luxury pick. But I haven't loved the options. Like the way the news has continued to change. I have a few late targets that I like, but maybe I just got tired of clicking some guys like Juwan Johnson or Dalton Schultz. But to me, it's just there's more attractive, interesting kind of mid-round tight ends. I think Njoku might be in a bad situation with the Cleveland Browns. But if it's Joe Flacco, if they can continue to have like a high passing volume, and Njoku is just a really talented player, then I'm going to bet on talent. Let's throw on some background music. Let me get it going. We'll get right back into it. So I paid up for a Jaguars running back in this one. Yo, what up, Billy? Okay, there's some statistics. Yeah, I think that's interesting. You know, Underdog just has like the player history for like their past fantasy performances, or like I guess you could see like their fantasy points and like rushing and receiving kind of stats or like passing. So it's pretty basic, but extra information. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. 147 is Jaden Blue. Dobbs might still be there with my next pick. Where's the Hill drafter? Okay, I think I'm good. I'm going to go get my boy Blue, Jaden Blue here. And then with pick 47, I'm eyeing, can I get Tua? Can I get Tua on this one, please? 147. Be like Tua, Dobbs. Tillman's kind of fun the way I've... Wow, Tua goes completely unstacked. You hate to see it. What do you expect? Do I push? Do I take Bryce Young here? I think I take Bryce Young here. Take Bryce Young here. I've got some options for what to do later with the Panthers. A lot of outs. I've been using Bryce Young as kind of my break glass in case of emergency quarterback. I was between him and Cam Ward. I think I just like the options for backstacking Bryce Young a little bit better than Cam Ward as it is right now. But I do need to continue to take more Cam Ward. Otherwise, it's like grabbing Anthony Richardson, which is fine and fun. Geno Smith has the same week 8 bye. Same thing with Stafford. So that wouldn't have helped. Darnold, that wouldn't have helped. So I kind of had to pull the trigger there. Grab some Bryce Young. Just got to figure out how I want to play that going forward. I've got a 3-4-4-2 build with Kyler Murray stacked with Marvin Harrison Jr. Got Jared Goff double stacked with Gibbs and Sam Laporta. Bryce Young was my last draft pick. Running backs, The aforementioned Gibbs, Bucky Irving, Travis Etienne Jr., Jaden Blue. Feels solid for my first 4. The wide receivers, I grabbed Harrison, Worthy, Waddle, and Olave. Then I've been chilling on it for a while. Need to circle back at wide receiver at some point, but in a good spot with 4 receivers, all different bye weeks, and very strong options on their respective teams. Laporta and Njoku, so tight end is no pushover. We're moving quick. This draft is ripping. We're in the 14th round. Jalen Wright goes pick 160. I think that's interesting. A little early. I'm starting to move more in the direction of taking some Ollie Gordon. A little bit ahead of ADP for him. Ford, a nice pick here in round 14. Braylon Allen, 149, I think is pretty nice. So I could use a receiver. Gosh, running back wise, it's not incredible. I could get some JCM. I'm going to do that. Leaning to the hype just a little bit, but around 14, running back, rookie running back with some upside. It's a nice 5th running back for this room. I could be done there. Could be taking wide receivers from here on out. That's interesting. Yeah, I like that. That's definitely a feature they don't have. Fat room while drafting is cool sometimes. Yeah, I imagine it's cool sometimes. Other times it's kind of, I bet it's kind of interesting, kind of weird. Coker here over Thornton and stack them up. I think the pick, Leggett went the pick before me, but I honestly have Coker ranked ahead of Leggett right now. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Let me double check what I got going on with the Panthers. Yeah, I've got, I guess it's close. It's close, but I like Coker better. 185 for Coker, 164 for Leggett. Leggett's been falling. I probably could move him back even more. We think Coker's going to be rising. I've been seeing him rise at least. But let me secure that piece. And I think it made sense. I think it's fine. In this range, it's all $1 auction bids. So get your guys seasoned, build the teams that can win a tournament. If I'm going to take a late Bryce Young, I'm going to definitely prioritize Jalen Coker. Rico Dowdle would have been interesting if I didn't take Bill Krosky Merritt there. I'm feeling pretty good about this one, though, with the current build I've got, right? 3-5-5-2. There's not going to be any Vikings that I can get to that makes sense for me on this team. I don't really think Jalen Naylor is a guy I need. So we're going to build it out. Maybe can I get any... There's not really any Bengals I can get to either, except for Taj Brooks or Gesicki, who I'm not crazy about right now. Especially when I have Laporta and Njoku, it feels much better. Taj Brooks could be interesting, 3-6-7-2 build. I like Pierce, I like Mitchell a lot. I'm taking a bunch of them. Horton, of course, for the bring back too. That's kind of a fun, interesting pick. Get different, take a rookie. I might do that here if he's available. Of course, then Pierce goes. Who else? Panthers. Could be doing JT Sanders if I want to stick around. Could Etienne late if Brooks goes. So then here, I think what I'll do is prioritize Horton since I need the receiver anyways. And maybe Brooks is still there, but I feel like Purple Horns could be looking to add on a running back from the one spot. He has Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. He takes Gesicki. Is he going to keep onslaughting the Bengals? We'll find out. My team, I mean, I've got ETN. So, he actually goes Yoshivas, which I think Taj Brooks is more interesting than Yoshivas for a league winner, but okay, the receivers I've got all different bye weeks except for round week 8 and seems very strong. I'm going to go ahead and take another rookie running back, I think, here. I think it's Taj Brooks, or do I go with ETN? I think I want to take some Taj Brooks. So go ahead and grab my 6th running back. Done at running back, done at QB. Maybe could have thought about taking ETN there. And instead here, go with like Adonai Mitchell. Luxury pick. Could be a 3-6-6-3 build or a 3-6-7-2. I do feel good enough about my 2 tight ends, Laporta and Njoku, to be done. But if Mitchell goes, if I can't figure out any other receivers that I love, well, there goes Sanders. So that pretty much puts the end to the 3 tight end dream, if there ever was one, because, I mean, what am I going to do here with this? Frymuth is definitely interesting. Wide receiver wise, I wouldn't mind a last round Jack Besh or Jalen Knoll. Ray McLeod's going to get some work early and often. We don't know how long Darnell Mooney's going to be out. So Ray McLeod, who was draftable before, I think, looks very draftable here. I've got a good amount of exposure to these late round guys. I think Jordan Whittington's pretty draftable. He sat out with the starters for the Rams in their last preseason game. That was interesting. I have not taken Alec Ayomanor. I don't think this is the team for him, but if I had gone Cam Ward instead of Bryce Young, would have made sense. Yo, what up, Dirty? I saw this and I forgot to respond. Amir Abdullah, Trey Henderson screaming up the boards from a single play in preseason. Round 4 is flying a little too close to the sun for me. Hey, man, I understand. Maybe you didn't watch college football. Maybe you're not familiar with the OHIO Ohio State Buckeyes. You didn't see TreVeyon Henderson's true breakout freshman year putting up an insane amount of yards and touchdowns. And he got injured. Then he does it again. We go Fryermuth. We go Knoll. Besh. McLeod. Maybe Besh. Do I have too many rookies? A lot of rookies on this one, but let's just take Besh and have some fun. He's been falling. Getting Besh at pick 214 seems like a fine bet. I mean, I'm cool with it. It would have been him or Knoll or Ray McLeod. But then, yeah. Then obviously, you know, Ohio State college football semifinal, the screen pass to TreVeyon Henderson with 6 seconds left before halftime. He houses it 60 yards against the number 1 ranked defense in the nation, the Texas Longhorns. So the dude's got jets. He's got great vision. And that's exactly what he put on display when he returned that kick for a touchdown. So, you know, it goes deeper than that. I think talent-wise, TreVeyon Henderson, what's the difference between him and Amarian Hampton? What's the difference between him and James Cook? He's definitely, I think he'd probably even be more talented than James Cook. Ken Walker. So he's going in that range. He's going in that tier. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see how hyped it gets. But Henderson in the 4th round, what's the difference between him and Breece Hall? Unless you just hate the Patriots. But I was talking to Steve last night on the stream, and he seems pretty hyped about how the Patriots offense is looking, their offensive line, and the quality of team that they'll be able to have on offense. So, you know, things are pointing up. But would it surprise me if TreVeyon Henderson starts going in round 3? Honestly, maybe a little, but not that much. TreVeyon Henderson or JSN or Garrett Wilson. Then we're talking. Then we're flying close to the sun. TreVeyon Henderson or Tyreek Hill? Might seem like the obvious answer is Tyreek Hill today in the summer, in August 12th of 2025, but maybe next year, a year from now, we're drafting and no one's touching Tyreek Hill anywhere near the 3rd round, but TreVeyon Henderson could be easily a round 2-3 guy. Easily. So I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit biased. I have ranked Ramondre pretty far back. Right now I have Henderson at 46. Probably have to move him up even further. I've got Ramondre at 140. So that split to me is very similar to like Breece and Braylon or Hampton and Najee, or you could say James Conner and Benson to a degree. Cheers from the past. Yeah, I just now saw it. Appreciate you being here, brother. Always good to see your name in the stream. Hope you're having a great Tuesday night, my friend. Drafting some shippers, getting after it. Yo, what up, DWB Mania? Olave, get the upside. Can't get past his glass body construction. Yeah, I think so. I think it's, it's just it's a whole spectrum of outcomes kind of thing. He fits this team okay. He's at the week 15 against Carolina. I think he fits this team just fine. Wide receiver 4. We've been taking Olave as like a wide receiver 2-3. And then I paired him up with Olave, or with Waddle. So I have the two most injury-prone guys. If this was a points per injury league, I'd be first. It's Waddle. It's Olave. Who else gets injured on this team? ETN. So I'm looking good from an injuries, points per injury type league. Comparing Hendo to Brees. Was willing to pay around 5, round 3 talking. Yeah, it could be crazy. I think he could flap the board. With Brees, he's come off the injury. He's on a bad team, unless we think the Jets are a good team. Maybe the Patriots are a bad team. Brees, he's kind of in his peak right now. He's one more year removed from the injury. He's putting up, he was putting up a lot more yards per carry before he got hurt. But pretty decent. Definitely a good pass catching back. He's fairly explosive. He's pretty explosive, right? We like that. Points per game is decent. Has a good floor from the pass catching. What else? What about his metrics? Played a decent amount of snaps last year. Number 3 in targets. You love that. Number 4 in receiving yards. Pretty nice. Receptions, number 4. Number 1 in route participation. So, number 1 in routes run. 3 in target share. These are very nice stats. Number 4 in drops. Some breakaway runs. So he's more of a pass catching back. I think they will utilize him less with less rushing attempts and give some of those to Braylon Allen. I think that's just what the tea leaves are saying and kind of what they're showing their hand as in the preseason. Even some Isaiah Davis if he's healthy. But he's definitely explosive, playmaker, really good pass catching back. And that's kind of his highlight, which is nice because we think of other guys like that used to be Kamara, right? Had the knee injury last season. He's had some injuries, the ACL tear in 2022. In college, kind of his best season looks almost or about as good as TreVeyon Henderson. So very similar. Iowa State. Iowa State, I'd call that a breakout season as a true freshman. And then he did it again as a junior. I remember him coming out of Iowa State. They were still in the Big Ten. They still are in the Big Ten. And that was quite a performance that he put up that season. The 23 total touchdowns, almost 1,800 yards. Okay, let's just do it because we're not going to have anything from TreVeyon with, his metrics. But we can look at the profile, right? 5'10", 200, 4'43". 5'11", 217, 439. So Brees is a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. We'll give 1 to Brees, but it's this is by a fraction. It's just, and what does size mean? Doesn't really mean much. It means something. We look at it, but it doesn't really mean much at the end of the day. The production as a freshman, a true freshman, having 1,500 yards. So I guess Brees in his best season had a little bit more yardage. A little bit. Definitely on more attempts, though. Way more attempts. Henderson gets there on fewer attempts. He's more efficient. Not as many receptions, but pretty close. And not as many touchdowns, but pretty close. He's also playing in the Big Ten versus the Big 12. So the defenses, the competition is a little bit stronger. And he has his nice 2022, although there was, he played 16 games. So there's some differences. There's definitely some differences. We would have liked Brees to profile as more like a workhorse back, every down back. And he's been pretty much, we're getting told over and over again, he's going to be more of the 1A and a pass catching specialist and a pass catching back. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. We'll have to look more into that. But that's probably the cutoff then. And I mean, Brees Hall goes 47 here. Henderson goes 42. So they've flipped. But maybe that's just the idea about being on the Jets, this and that. Probably should have grabbed Brees at 46 there. I'll have to think more about that, where I have Brees ranked. Yo, what up, Bindles? Yeah, spicy. It could be spicy. I'm just thinking ahead, where Henderson could be going. He went ahead of Brees in this one. He keeps rising up boards. Points per injury. Yeah, I've been trademarked that. No, people have been saying there's some votes on, I think it was G-Temps put out a points per injury poll on Twitter today. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. You'll know when I'm going live. You can see, when I'm promoting other cool people in the content space, best ball draft, strategy, things like that, football news, whatever. So follow me if you're on Twitter. Draft a ton of Patriots, but the playoff schedule looks tough. Yeah, I try not to think about playoff schedule too much. I think about it a little bit in terms of week 17 being a dome, being an attractive matchup, high scoring offenses. But like if I'm able to predict what defenses are going to look like or be in weeks 15, 16, 17, I'm kind of just like pretending because players get injured, defenses get injured, things change. Players get traded, all of the above. Yo, what up, Bindles? GM. We got Chris B in here. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate you being here, slapping the like, coming to say what up in the chat. Yes, sir. Second round. Whoa, Chris B, who is a Jets fan, who's a Brees Hall fan too. Second round opinion on Henderson. So that's hype. That is hype. I like it. That's spicy. Dirty, you thought I was spicy saying he could squeak into the 3-4 turn. I like it. That's a fiery take. But these running backs, man, you've seen people take Hampton at pick 24. Why not Henderson? Let's do one quick look at Hampton, just so we remember what we're messing with. Then I'm going to look at my rankings real quick, and we'll jump into another draft. So Hampton, a little bit bigger, right? A little bit slower. It was his production. A lot of production. Wow. Almost. No, that is 2,000 all-purpose yards or combined rushing and receiving yards, 17 touchdowns. He also was playing in the ACC, so you get a little bit of discount there. Those teams, man. If we look at the game logs, people like to point out, Teteroy McMillan, he put up 4 touchdowns and 380 yards against whatever it was, against New Mexico State. That doesn't count. Well, maybe. Discounts it a little bit, but the ACC competition, not the Big Ten, not the SEC. But this is, very impressive as well. So there's a reason. And he's obviously the 1A, the starter on the Chargers. Does it come down to how we feel about the Patriots then? Interesting. Let me review this team. It's a Best Ball Mania. We just wrapped it up. I did a 3-6-7-2 with a bunch of rookies. It ended up being. Chris loves Brees, but all respect to all teams players. That's very wise of you. I like that. Henderson. There we go. I think he could. I think it is interesting. They're both dynamic pass catchers and explosive players. I think maybe Brees got a little bit more work as like a workhorse back before the injury, but maybe it's a good comp. Brees a little bit bigger, but what is size in this year's NFL? We have guys like Jahmyr Gibbs, leading the league potentially as a running back, not in rushing yards or rushing attempts, but in fantasy points per game even. And he's not the biggest guy. So what does size even mean? 3-6-7-2, Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, Bryce Young. Took Jahmyr Gibbs, so I got him with Goff. That feels good. I don't have any Minnesota bringbacks or Pittsburgh players. I actually don't have any Rams either. That's kind of rare for me. Maybe could have gone Whittington at the last pick. Or for even Freiermuth would have been fine, I guess. Took Bucky Irving. He gets the week 15 against Carolina. Etienne Jr. We'll just take him where we can get him. Jaden Blue. I feel like I needed a running back in that spot. I really needed an RB3 before I got too late in the game. Took Blue, Bill and Taj Brooks. Marvin Harrison stacked up with Kyler. Xavier Worthy, little faller there. Could have taken Brees over him, but maybe I should have. Well, if I took Brees, I would have been going more hyper fragile and then building out more depth at receiver. If Waddle was like my wide receiver 2, I didn't get Tua, which I was trying to land Tua, but I got sniped a little bit on Tua. He got taken unstacked ahead of ADP. What are you gonna do? But I have the week 17 bring back with the Bucky Irving piece. I got Olave in here, Coker stacked up, Torrey Horton for the bring back there, kind of fun, and right at ADP too. So he's gonna continue to rise. I reached a little bit for Coker, but I think it's fair. Jack Besh. And I'm pretty sure Thielen was already gone. Did I take Coker ahead of Thielen? I don't think I did. It wouldn't be crazy to do anymore. But I think I did, right? No, was Thielen gone? Yeah, Thielen was long gone. Thielen goes 136. Leggett had already gone, which I mean, toss up. I probably like Coker even better now. So maybe I need to adjust my ranks. Then I finished it off with Jack Besh. The tight end, Sam Laporta, stacked up, and David Njoku. It's a fun one. It's a decent squad. Nice correlation, some nice stacks. Let's go look at my rankings real quick. See if we need to mess with this before getting into another draft. So do I need to adjust my Brees Hall thinking here a little bit? I might need to. I think I might need to adjust where I have Brees Hall just a little bit. I've been taking, it feels like an awful lot of Marvin Harrison Jr. Lately, where I wasn't taking him all that often before then. Slight fade on Tyreek. Yeah, this is just too far back for Brees Hall. I'm not really getting him anymore. My exposure's come down quite a bit. Well, I don't know what to do. So I like Kittle more, I like Evans more. Maybe I need to move Evans back a little bit. I didn't feel right. I think that's a fine spot. I'm just fading Garrett Wilson then. And JSN. I need to get more Jameson Williams. I need to make that a priority. How much higher can I move Henderson? James Cook's practicing. Move him ahead of JMO. That's not going to help me draft more JMO, but positionally it doesn't really matter because like if I move these 2 running backs up and they don't surpass another running back, it's not really a difference because I'm drafting based off tiers, based off positional groups. So nothing crazy there. DJ Moore's pretty far down. I want to move Rice down a little bit. I'm pretty much ignoring Rice a lot of the time anyways. It seems like, do I want to move Ken Walker up a little bit? He's not even practicing right now, is he? Practicing part-time. That doesn't sound good. Hubbard. Losing some work. To me, this tier in here is really flat. I might need more Calvin Ridley to help me get more Cam Ward. Okay, I think this is good. Where's the save button? There it is. It was under my phone. I usually do the ranks on my phone, so I wasn't like on top of it there in the actual app, in the desktop browser. Hampton was 4-5 turn before Najee went. Yep, yes sir. Hendo 4-5 is rich. Gonna hate being underweight. Yeah, I think just Ramondre, he just completely takes over the work, the job, Ramondre was losing out to Gibbs. Dirty, I want to show you something. So let me show you something I was looking at that really sold me on it. Besides like anything I could show you around all things equal. Let's look at this together. That's probably too small. Let me just go back up here. It's whatever. I think that's actually fine. I wish this was light mode. How can I fix it? Dirty, check this out. So here it's yards over expected per carry versus run blocking. So the y-axis up and down, right, is the yards over expected per carry. There's this little middle line here. You can see this going left to right, middle line. So like Bijan and Algier, we're pretty much in line with yards over expected per kind of attempt per carry. They're in line with the trend. They're above 0, but we've also got the run blocking. So the run blocking grade for the Falcons last year was essentially the best. So if you kind of account for that, I think what this helps you look at, and why I'm bringing it up, is you can look at players within the same team and compare how they were performing in yards over expected per carry, given they have the exact same run blocking, right? So like, look, Jordan Mason's way up here. We can't really compare him to anyone on the Niners. We could look at Gibbs versus Montgomery. Gibbs is way over yards expected per attempt. Montgomery was way below, kind of right at average, but below where you would expect this middle line to be, in between all running backs, right? And then the team, the Lions are very good at run blocking. We could look at combos like Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, both not very good. Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary, both not very good. That's why I'm pretty high on Cam Scatterbo. And then Tank Bigsby, way better than ETN, and he was injured, so do we give him some credit there? I don't know. Jerome Ford, way better than Nick Chubb. Jerome Ford is a good pick this year. Antonio Gibson, pretty decently higher than Ramondre Stevenson, so that's why I'm fading Stevenson. I think the Patriots' offensive line has improved, so they're moving to the right, but Gibson was better than Stevenson, so TreVeyon Henderson will be even better than them. Charbonnet was better than Ken Walker. There's some injury stuff there as well. Achane was pretty bad, which you wouldn't have expected. I mean, if we had this chart from 2023, it'd be a different story with Achane, but I think part of what plays into that is just how bad his run blocking was. So that can kind of account for some things, but at the same time, look how bad Jerome Ford's run blocking was. He overperformed. I think it also comes down to the sample size. So some of these bubbles are bigger than others. Barkley, Derrick Henry, the biggest. Sample size is also the best yards over expected. So that dirty is kind of one thing that points me to Hendo taking over Stevenson's job when Gibson was already doing it last year a little bit in his own right. Let's get into this one. It's a best ball mania draft. I'm in the 8th spot, and I'm feeling good about the 8th spot. It's kind of in the middle. I'm making some value to fall to me. And then I think there's essentially like 15 or 16 or even 17, you could argue 18 first round pick worthy players. And so being able to get 2 of those guys in the back half of the draft is always kind of nice. Give me Tony Pollard over Breece. Whoa, those are fighting words. But maybe. Yeah. Of course, not a Breece fan. Yeah, I'm trying to learn too, Dirty. I'm trying to learn too. I have to check my priors. Why did I not take Breece at pick 46 there? I want to move him up a little bit. I don't want to be out on Breece all the time. Here's the thing. I was taking Breece aggressively anywhere from pick 32 onwards in like June and July. Somewhere through at a point in July, I stopped doing it though. I think I was getting more coach speak on Braylon Allen, more hype on Braylon Allen, less excited about the Jets. The Jets have been investing in their offensive line year over year with first round draft picks. Does Justin Fields open up running lanes for his running backs because he's a mobile quarterback and linebackers get frozen? They have to keep account on him with a QB spy and things like that. I don't know. So people have sold me on Breece. I've gone back and forth. I'm trying to figure it out too. About to be on the clock at the 1:08. Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, all of the above. I'm going to go ahead and take Neighbors. Led the league in targets as a rookie and in target share. I need some Neighbors. I'm a little bit low on my exposure. And let me pull up the combo tool. Shout out to bestballoverlay.com. Use code GARAGE when you sign up for 25% off your premium subscription. Shoot me a DM if you have any questions. This is how I can see my players' exposures live while I'm drafting the week 15, 16, 17 playoff matchups. I have it filtered to my best ball mania exposures, and I'm using the combination tool here to check. So like I have 7.4% Malik Neighbors in best ball mania. I've got 7 teams worth. I can see here, based on the available players who I've comboed him with. I've taken him with Achan 42% of the time, so I don't want to take Achan on this one. Unfortunately, I already have so many combos of that in Best Ball Mania. There goes Genty. I wanted Genty. I should do London, if anything, or even like Lad. I don't have any combo of London or Lad. But do I pass on Achan just because, you know, I already have so many combos of him? Luckily, the drafter in the pick before me makes the decision for me. Like I said, I don't have him with London. No Neighbors London. That seems like a fun combo to get. Obviously, because then the Neighbors Bowers thing. I've done that before. Only 14% of my combinations. I need to get more Bowers exposure, actually. So this could have been a time to do it just for fun. Didn't do it there, though. Took some London. I'm pretty in on London. It's just a good game environment in Week 17 against the Rams. It's a good situation, I think, with Michael Penix Jr. going forward. And good all-around offensive environment. We see Darnell Mooney being out for a little bit. I'm still high on Mooney if he can come back, but we're getting some mixed signals on when that might be. So looks like London could just be a huge target hog and target earner for them. So London, Neighbors, the way to start it. Nakua and Thomas is pretty fun too. Jefferson, McConkey. These two, you know, all these pairs of two wide receivers in the first two picks. So yeah, we were talking about this in the beginning. That was my 100th Best Ball Mania that I'm in right now. So I'm in my 100th Best Ball Mania. I've got 50 left. Hell yeah, you got me and Hartman in the Herzig League. Let's go. My whole thing was I did a bunch of drafts right when Best Ball Mania opened, and then I've been trickling them in all summer. And then now that it's August, I've been saving some bullets so I can go hard in August. The more information I get every day with the camp news, the coach speak coming out, the injuries and things. I mean, I was like 17% Darnell Mooney before the injury. I haven't clicked him more than once since. I still have 15% Mooney. So like that's something that if I would have fired off more bullets earlier, I might have had even more Mooney and been even more exposed to like an injury outcome or situation that's kind of unfavorable. So that's kind of my rationale for holding off on some bullets. And I'm going to be hammering 2 to 3 Best Ball Mania drafts every day here on out until I max it. It's kind of the plan. What about you, Dirty? Where you at in your Best Ball Manias? What up, Tyler? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're having a great Tuesday night. Thanks for stopping in, saying what up. 3rd round pick. Okay, another Marvin Harrison. What are we gonna do here? Honestly, not bad. Do I pull up Brees? Let's go Adams this time. Go Adams this time. I'm not worried about Stafford just yet. I think kind of sucks because Adams hates Garoppolo, so that's not the most fun situation is a what could happen there. But shout out to my boy Tyler in the chat. I'm inspired. Got to draft some more Adams. Whew, Brees Hall goes 33. Man, I kind of regret passing on him in the last draft, I will say. I almost took him there at 32, but hard to pass up on Adams. James Cook, TreVeyon, Henderson. If I can get one of those two guys, or even do I pull up Ken Walker at pick 41? I don't know. The Ken Walker injury, a little bit unsettled, and I don't love the Seahawks. Steve last night was giving some favorable outlook on the Seahawks offensive line, so that was interesting to note. I mean, they're going to make me do it. I keep wanting to build more balanced, and the board is just giving me a receiver. All these QBs going. It's tough. I could have pulled up a receiver or running back in round 2, knowing I had all these receiver options in rounds 3 and 4. Mike Evans is there. T-Mac is there. Worthy's there. It's so hard. T-Mac or Worthy? Do I pull up James Cook? Do I pull up Henderson? You already know what time it is. Let's hit the T-Mac clip. I'm going to have to dig myself out of this hole. I've got 4 straight receivers, and they're all fire. But the rest of my team is lacking right now. I don't have an elite QB. I don't have an elite tight end. I don't have access to any of them. And so kind of defeats the purpose of going elite or 0 running back. You can't grab a Bowers, a McBride, or one of these elite QBs. When Fareed won Best Ball Mania 4, he had Kyron in the last round, so that it completely blows kind of that model out of the water. It just disrupts the whole process when you hit that big in the 18th round. So that's what this is going to have to be to pay off then. So I'm going to have to slam some upside second and first year running backs the rest of this draft to try to capture some more value. And I need to take, Penix, Russell Wilson or Dart, Stafford, Bryce Young. All of my stacking options go super late. So I might just need to take another QB unstacked early that's a good value, a nice solid piece, and then just make it work. I don't know if that's taking Burrow. I feel like that's kind of uncomfortable, but it could be a good choice to take. I don't know. I could take Knicks, someone with the rushing upside, maybe even Justin Fields. I haven't been clicking Fields as much as I was earlier in the summer. Back on the clock, it's no doubt it's going to be Kenneth Walker there at pick 56. Nice little scoop up the value on Ken Walker. About 8 picks past ADP. Hopefully he's not injured. He is injured, but hopefully he's not. Nice little bring back week 17 with McMillan. Got 42 left. Nice. Yes, sir. There we go. Put in 55 by Mother's Day. Been running slows until now. Yeah, you took a break, right? You went hard, took a break. I remember you saying that. Yes, sir. There you go, Nick Bach. I like your picks. A lot of sharp picks. Nick Bach, Hartman, very sharp drafters, guys who are in these streets. I have not set my lineup yet for the Herzig League. I need to do it because I'm going to forget if I don't, and you can always update it later. Anyways, I almost did it one day, but then I just stopped for some reason. I just didn't enter it. I have no idea what I'm going to do yet. I think I'm going to put the names in a random number generator and just spin it and pick some random names. I might do that. I think I already told Al Boogie, though, I'd be drafting him, so I might throw him in there. I might throw Pat in there. He said he's not maxing Best Ball Mania anymore, though, so I might have to rethink that just to get better odds on whatever the tournament's format is. I think it's mostly revolves around advance rates and then high finishes. So you can still get someone in with some low volume to finish high. I'm not saying that's not possible. Man, oh man, there's still receivers. I think I'm going to go Joe Burrow unstacked. I'm going to be that guy. Look, it froze. Even the draft board doesn't believe he doesn't want me to do it. I'm going to grab Joe Burrow because he's got a super high floor for me for the QB position. And I definitely don't have a combination of Burrow with let me do all here. Burrow with Neighbors, never done it. With London, never done it. With Devontae Adams, I have done it 20% of the time, actually. I was pulling Devontae Adams up a good amount. But with T-Mac, McMillan, never done it. And then Kenneth Walker, never done it. So for the sake of my portfolio, I'm doing it here, and I'm going to take players that I like on the Bengals later in the draft. I've gotten like, there's not a lot of good options. I have like 2 guys in mind. Obviously, Gesicki. Could do Taj Brooks. I don't take a lot of Yoshivas. I think he might make sense on this build, though. Jermaine Burton. I don't know what to think. Got to take Herzig. Yeah, I think that's almost like a given, too. But I might fade Herzig just because he's the most common option kind of thing. Yo, what up, Hartman? Speaking of Hartman, how you doing, brother? Hope you're having a great Tuesday night. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat, my man. Hartman, what number Best Ball Mania are you on? We're all been going around in the chat, saying what we got. This is my 100th Best Ball Mania. I've got 50 bullets left. Pretty much Dirty's in a similar spot, and Nick Bach was saying he had like 36 left or 32 left or something. But yeah, I might not take myself either. I don't even know. At the same time, if you're not going to bet on yourself, who is? You know, just from like a believe in yourself kind of perspective, not like a literal who is. Damn, Hartman, you and I think too alike, except for when it comes to Kyron Williams, and Romadunze. But we both have exactly 50 left. That's crazy. Oh my god, am I gonna get Laporta here? A faller at pick 80? I'm so in. I'm so in on Laporta in this build. It just makes too much sense. I need the running backs though. I think I can push it. I think Laporta's worth it. I just swear, if I can get Brian Robinson or Jordan Mason. I don't love Jalen Warren or Tyrone Tracy. I think maybe I should take them. No, they're bad. They're terrible. They're terrible. Okay, let's go back to the data. Sorry for the blinding lights. Jalen Warren, where was he last year? We had Warren and Najee, right? They were here. Warren's pretty bad. We had Tracy over here. Where's Tracy? There's Tracy, pretty bad. And then where's Mixon? Swift, pretty bad. Mixon here, not incredible, but we know what Mixon can do for fantasy. That's not really the question. Jordan Mason, one of the best. Small sample size, but still incredible. Warren, Tracy, guys that I don't love. ETN, another one that I don't want to keep taking him. Do I take Joe Mixon? Are people really so out on him that he's not draftable? Is this the team to do it? I don't think I've taken. I need to check my, because someone's going to take Mason. It's going to make me upset. Let me go here, go to my portfolio real quick. I'm going to type in Joe Mixon for my Best Ball Manias and see what I've been doing. I've been taking around pick 62, and on my teams, okay, Jordan Mason's still there. I'm going to go ahead and click Jordan Mason and continue this thought experiment, looking into the idea of instead going Joe Mixon there if Mason was gone. So I'm going to clear the filter, go to teams, sort for Joe Mixon is what I was trying to do, but the 20-second clock would not let me. I've got like 9% Mixon, and he's on all these teams. I think I can sort it by tournament here. Best Ball Mania, right? And it tells me the closing line value. So where I took him, if his current ADP is like, let's just say it's whatever it was, 86. I took him at 55. I took him at, I guess I took, what is it, 8-3? No, the CLV's messed up in this one. This is definitely wrong. But 8-3, I might have been drafting him. Let's see this team. It doesn't even have, oh, it does have Mixon on it. Yeah, I took Mixon as my 4th running back. That's right, at pick 95. So, like, I'll do it there. I've done it there. I guess I've been doing it there because here's another one from 8-2. Mixon is my 4th running back, pick 104. Oh, these are sorted by date. So, yeah, I was in early August. I was still not fading him. Pick 79. But then look at these teams from before August. Here's one from June 28th. Mixon at 61. Okay, I think I have sprinkled in some Mixon around pick, and he goes at pick 91 anyways, but I've sprinkled in some Mixon around pick 90 to 100. I might have enough to call it a day. I put him on a hyper fragile team too, which is interesting. Are there any Bengals in here that I don't want to forget about before it gets too late? No, they all go super late. I end up taking Joe Burrow, and it's funny because I passed on Marvin Harrison too to take Devontae Adams. Go to the board, pick 104. I'm coming back up. I don't even know what I want to do for quarterback next. I don't have a way to connect on like Mayfield or Knicks, but I could just take unstacked Knicks and just go with more unstacked QBs. I obviously need running back. That's what I'm going to try to hit here before it gets, because I have some good options. I don't have any other week 10 buys. Loveland is pretty sick. Etienne's still there. Charbonnet. Got Ken Walker. Dobbins. I don't really love Dobbins' new price. I have him so much at pick 180 that I feel like I'll chill on that. Colston Loveland, and then go ETN on the way back around. And if I miss out on ETN, just be cool with it. Or take ETN at pick 104. I think I'm cool with ETN and pushing Loveland considering the ADP difference. And then, I have him ranked high, but people will take a guy like Evan Ingram before him or some of these other players that I don't really care about as much. So a 1-3-4-1 build, I think it made sense to get balanced there, take another running back, and then prioritize the running back. If not, cool with the tight end. Pick 113. Could be a Shaheed range. I don't need another receiver like that bad. Caleb was still there. Goff, McCarthy, Love, Herbert, Lawrence, like none of those guys I can really do much with. I'm waiting for Penix and Bryce Young. I have a feeling Loveland's about to go. I could take Scottaboo. I think it's the most upside for the kind of way I've built this running back room, and then team stack with Neighbors. So I could do that too. I'm probably going to take Loveland if he's there, but I could easily do Scottaboo. Maybe bet on Neighbors or join a team stack here. I'm going to do Scottaboo. I take a good amount of Loveland, and I really like Loveland as well. But Gesicki later, maybe JT Sanders later to go with if I can get the Bryce Young stack. I could even go with Penix and Pitts later. So there's just so many options that I need later for potential stacking options, I think, to make this team just even that much better. So Laporte is going to hold it down. I'll pass on Loveland this time, but I really thought about it. Grab some more Scottaboo. Huge bags of Scottaboo. Oh, Hendo to fall. You thought Hendo would fall past where he was originally was. I think what I've learned after it's like my third year going hard on Best Ball Mania and going hard in best ball drafts and these big tournaments in general, chase the players that are rising up the board because the market is usually right. So if Henderson's rising, chase him up. Avoid the players who are falling. Mixon's kind of settled, but guys like, Judkins continues to fall. That's an obvious one. It's a weird situation, not a great example. Better example would be, avoiding Jack Besh. He's now going in. I got him in round 18 last draft. So like not chasing him on the way down. Quentin Johnson, Trey Harris, probably not great to chase on the way down either. But like Keenan Allen, Torrey Horton, JCM, Braylon Allen, chase him up the board. You buy him at an all-time high. You sell him at an even new all-time high. Kind of the way I like to play it. Versus buying him at an all-time low and hoping they get to a new all-time high. That's risk. What if they hit another all-time low? So just a little bit of like theory on that. Seems counterintuitive. Oh, you want to buy the dip, but at the same time, buy the dip when it's FUD. When a player's actually rising up, double down, get more quick. It's kind of how I've been playing it. Or just trusting my gut, like players that I think are talented or in a good spot to like overproduce, being undervalued, maybe an arbitrage situation. Some people don't like a player for some reason. Okay, I think I'll just go Goff here because he's fallen a good amount, and I can take him with Laporta now, which feels pretty sick. Him, and then Mims has been rising, in my opinion, with his usage. I was totally fading Mims, but I might want to grab my first Mims share if he's still there. I doubt he'll still be there, but he had a big route participation and snap usage in their preseason game, so that might be something going forward to keep tabs on. I mean, I just like Goddard, kind of the same reason I was going to take Loveland earlier. I just like Goddard. I think he's a good pick. %. Yeah. I don't have a ton. Let me check my exposure. Henderson, I'm at 11%. So like I'm not like super overweight, but I like him. Yeah, Hartman, I've been sprinkling in Tracy. Like I've drafted Tracy, and this is just Best Ball Mania. Bullshit. I have not drafted Tracy in Best Ball Mania, so that's pretty funny actually. But across all tournaments, I sprinkle in more Tracy. I'm at 0.7%. So more than none, but hardly, right? I guess not. I guess I'm lying. I feel like I've been clicking Tracy. Maybe it's in some of these slow drafts that I'm doing. Some of these like, oh, and then Pitts goes. That kind of sucks. That would have been fun. Is it because Penix went? Where's Penix? Go Mims here. Nice ADP value. If I'd never taken Mims before in Best Ball Mania, now's the time to do it. Where'd Penix go? Am I just not seeing him? Did he go super early and I didn't notice? Yeah, he went super early, right? Oh no, he just went. So I was going to take Penix there at 137 potentially, but I did get Goff, so that's kind of nice. That one bails me out. Yeah, Hartman, I'm a liar. I'm not drafting Tyrone Tracy. I think I took him in some of my slows, in some of like these Bulldogs or Dalmatians, and so that kind of made me think that I had more Tracy, but I just don't think Tracy's that good, even though he's going to be the starter apparently, and obviously Scadaboo's injured. When we look at last year, Tracy's kind of like as good as Najee Harris in creating yards over expected per attempt. The line was not great. Team run blocking grade season long, 60 out of 100 or whatever that scale goes to. Singletary was worse. Maybe Tracy's good enough. I don't know. I could look more into it. I thought I had clicked Tracy a few times, but my exposures reveal the truth. What was he good at last year? It's not touchdowns. It's not fantasy points. It's not explosion. Okay, that's why I'm out on Tracy. I forgot. It only took me half a second to figure it out again. He's not good at anything. 13 in targets is decent, but he's playing with the number 1 targeted wide receiver in the entire league. Number 12 in routes run, so that kind of explains it, though. If someone cuts into his volume as a receiver, which Scadaboo could do, and he also faced a huge light front carry rate. So if someone cuts into his workload in any capacity, he is a volume-based play. He's not efficient. and he's a pass catcher. Scadaboo's a great pass catcher. I'd argue as good or better. And so I think the thesis just, do you really want that many Giants? And if you do, who are they? It's Neighbors, it's Scadaboo. End of list. So thanks for asking, Hartman, because you're helping me reconfirm my biases here. Henda would follow the Harvey arc. Yeah, the up and down, kind of by the dip. That makes sense too, though. That makes sense where you're at on that. Okay, me here. Quarterbacks, it's Bryce Young to get the stack at pick. What am I at? Pick 152. I think this makes a ton of sense here. And then I'll just see what comes back around after this. Otherwise, I mean, any flex guys I could take here should still be there, depending. I've got through my first, was that 13? Yeah, it's my 13th pick. Through the 13th round, I got a 3, 4, 5, 1, pretty balanced build. Joe Burrow unstacked. Whoops. Jared Goff stacked up with Laporta, bring back with Mason. I got Bryce Young stacked up with Arroyo McMillan, the bring back with Kenny Walker. Then I got Etienne, Scadaboo, team stacked with Neighbors, Drake, London, Devontae Adams, the T-Mac I said, Marvin Mims for fun. First Marvin Mims share, and then Sam Laporta. Let's go. I was going to take Jerome Ford. He goes, I guess I'm feeling decent at running back now, but it could be nice to get another one. It's just there's no one here that I love. So I'm going to pass on running back. Is there a tight end that I need? The answer is not really. I could pull up Jonnu. So we're going to wide receiver. Then it's Dobbs, which is a great pick here, I think. Downplays injury concerns. I mean, which Packers receiver is not currently injured? So I'm holding off on drafting Stafford until I get any light of good news. I took Devontae Adams last draft. I took him this draft. I meant I didn't see him for a second there, but I can play it through. I was going to try to play it through London and Penix. Didn't work out, so it's fine. Good thing I took Burrow. No obvious gaps on this team. No serious bye week overlapping. Maybe week 8 just a little bit with some of my flex guys and my tight end. Let's see what we got. Let's throw the tunes back on and catch up with the chat. Thanks for being here, guys. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Come say what up in the chat. We're drafting Best Ball Mania teams, and we're getting into it. It's round 15. It's going to be on the clock soon. Appreciate y'all being here. Hope you're having a great Tuesday night, getting some drafts in, having some fun. Also, I forgot to roll the Scadaboo clip. Let's hit it right now. Yeah, to answer your question, Hartman, it's hard to draft Tyrone Tracy when you just know, when you've seen the light, when you know the truth. If it wasn't for hamstrings, man, I'm telling you. Okay, do I want to go ahead and take Thielen here? Might as well. Gesicki already went, which is kind of a bummer. Gesicki had just gone while I was rolling the clip. He went at pick 168. Ahead of ADP, so that's a bummer, but I can still do some things here and make it work. Is likely worth taking in this range. He's becoming more interesting as he's falling in the draft here. He usually goes around pick 170. He continues to fall. We're at my next pick's going to be 185. I think I'm cool taking him in this range because, like, if not here, then like whenever would I take him? And I mean, I don't have the stack with Lamar, but when Isaiah Likely's healthy, the dude It's pretty interesting. Can ball, needs surgery, could make week 1. Things haven't changed. I don't know. Dart throw, tight end, round 16. Why not? Hopefully he's back by week 8, covers the bye, and then is decent the rest of the season. Seems fine. This might just not be the team for him, though. I could take JT Sanders. I mean, any of the other guys. It's starting to get thin at tight end is the only thing. It is around 16. Do I pull Sanders up? I might just do that. He is healthy. He is playing. He's stacked up. He's standing out at camp. He's not broken-footed. Isaiah likely has no correlation on this team really as it is. Oh, Taj Brooks goes. Man, I'm just getting hit from every angle. Not going to get any Bengals on this squad. Very unfortunate, it looks like. 3-4-7-1 build. I don't even really need another wide receiver. Pretty sure I'm going to be done there with those 7. And then the week 14 buys kind of a thing, but I have Drake London, Adams, Marvin Mims, and then Dobbs to hit it off, to start it off. Did I get him? Boom. Dowdle, pick 185. Maybe JT Sanders comes back around. At the end of the day, it's just a tight end. Doesn't matter too much. And I've already taken the double stacked receivers with T-Mac and Thielen. So I threw Dowdle in there. I think he's interesting. He's definitely a pass catching back specialist for the Panthers, and he's shown he can handle the rock as well. So if he cuts into Chuba Hubbard's workload a little bit, maybe has some nice correlation with Bryce Young there too as a pass catcher. So seemed decent, seemed like a fine pick. I do want to hammer some more running back volume. I've got one pick that I need to make for a tight end. And then after that, I'll have one more kind of free pick to go. Let me catch up with y'all in the chat. I saw you in here, Reflect the Sun. What's up, brother? Do you have nearly 20% 18th round Horton, though? I do not. I drafted a little bit of Horton. I've definitely been a big fan of Horton when he was playing at Colorado State. They played against Texas. I only have 2% in Best Ball Mania across all tournaments. I think I had a little bit more than that. I was drafting him some in the big board as well, but I hadn't clicked him in a long time. I'm happy to start taking him again now. Is he available in this one? I think he's probably already gone, and if not, I don't really need the 8th wide receiver in this one as it is. He's still available, but I don't really need the 8th wide receiver. I need to get a tight end, and then do I feel good enough about these running backs, or do I grab one more? I probably grab one more. I mean, this could be just fine. On the clock here, Freiermuth seems like the choice. Fant seems kind of ridiculous. Take Freiermuth here. Okay, I guess it is a free pick. I could do Horton. I don't think it's smart to go. There goes. It goes anyways. So it makes it easier for me. I definitely could have pushed Freiermuth and then taken Horton first. It's whatever. Maybe just not the right team. Although kind of a nice bring back. I do have Ken Walker, so I'm already covered there. Iosivas, is he already gone? No, he's still there. I could do him if I really wanted to. If I wanted to get one stacked partner with Burrow, might be smart. When else to do it? Can I chill with those 5 running backs? I guess so. 3-5-8-3 build. Doesn't seem like I really need another receiver. I'm going to go Corm instead. I think I need one more running back. It's a little nice piece there. I mean, Tesla was still available too. I probably shouldn't have taken Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon's there. I could take Ollie Gordon. I probably should not have drafted Adam Thielen, and then I could have saved this last pick for like a Tesla or a Iosivas or Horton, and I could have used that pick. Oh, I was going to use that pick, 176 on Gesicki. He wasn't even there. So it just didn't come together the right way. I didn't have a chance to get Gesicki. I feel like Corum adds something to this. I get the week 15 against Detroit Week 16 with my Seattle, and then week 17 against my London to go Devontae Adams. Team stack with the Rams. Definitely want to get more Corum. I've got tons of Jarquez Hunter, my most drafted player. So I'm sprinkling in Corum. Maybe when Hartman was asking, like, hey, do you ever take Tracy? I was thinking back to maybe he and I were talking about Corum and Hunter more recently, and he told me he was sprinkling in some more Corum. I'm kind of taking some Corum here and there too. I really just did not need another receiver on this squad, so I couldn't have taken. It felt bad to get Yoshivas or even Tesla here, even though I would have liked to stack those guys up. I should have left myself one more spot to do it instead of taking Thielen, because then I also had kind of an issue with the week 14 buys. Not a big issue though, and I have enough running backs that I can flex in week 14. If besides the fact that I only have 4 receivers available that week. Interesting squad, not a usual one, but definitely has some guys on it. Really strong at wide receiver. Buy high, sell higher. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You legit have more than twice as much Mims as I do, as you do, Tracy. 2% versus 7%. Disgusting. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I have 2% Mims? No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I don't have 2% Mims. That was my first Mims ever. I'm 0% Mims, sir. 0. That was my first Mims, and I got him 10 spots past ADP, and he had a great preseason game. And who else are they going to throw to in Denver? And Bo Nix is the answer. All of these things and more. Who did I have? I had, no Tracy either. So I had no Tracy, no Mims. Maybe this is the team where I should have taken both Tracy and Mims then. Just get them both in. Why not? 3-6-7-2 with Burrow. Completely unstacked. Incredible. What a rookie move. Jared Goff with the skinny stack. Laporta, also a rookie move, but then the bring back with Mason. Bryce Young, double stacked up. The bring back with Ken Walker. I got him with T-Mac. And Adam Thielen. Ken Walker, Mason, Etienne, Scattaboo. Team stacked with Neighbors. Dowdle, another Panther on this one. Corum, team stacked with Adams, the mini, week 17 against Drake London in the Falcons. I've got Marvin Mims because Hartman was here and I had to do it. Romeo Dobbs. I think it's just a solid pick if he's ever healthy, though. Thielen, I kind of regret that one. But do I ever really regret Thielen? I don't know. Laporta, Freiermuth. Seems good. Seems fine. This team can play. We're trying to build well-constructed rosters that can compete in week 17. That is the goal here. I think we're doing it. Not always pretty. Not always what I expect. Not always landing the stacks. We're getting there. Dante Turbo Miller was electric, and his 7 catches out of the backfield apparently ran a 4.27 at his pro day. Interesting to see if he gets a spot. I have no idea who that even is. Who's Dante Turbo Miller? At his pro day. Was that one of the preseason? I'm going to look that guy up. Dante Turbo Miller? I've never heard of this guy. He's on the Giants? Interesting. He's 26 years old as a rookie? He played for the Gamecocks. I don't remember him. 5'9", 200. He played 1 season in college last year. No, what is that? Where are his stats? I don't know. Crazy. No, wow, that's a deep cut. Reflect the sun. I like it. Two Mules says, get some Tracy Man. I got 19. What do you mean he's not explosive? Two Mules, you missed the part where we looked at his explosiveness. Through 17 games played, 192 rush attempts and 38 receptions, he had 18 explosive plays. That is 27th among running backs in total volume. But on a per touch basis, he was 34th among running backs in explosive receptions, 29th in explosive runs, number 31 composite rating in explosiveness. And it's very arbitrary, right? This is, a per play metric. It's receptions over rush plays over 10 yards are considered explosive. It says pass plays over 20 yards. I wonder if that's receptions too. I kind of forgot. I think it is receptions over 20 yards. We have to check though. But, you see a guy like this kind of profile, it's very volume based. It's very touchdown dependent. He's not getting touchdowns on the Giants, that's for sure. And the volume could easily go away given Scattaboo unseating him, taking more workload, taking more of the receptions, kind of the high value touches that he has in his repertoire. The 10 fantasy points per game, not really getting me there. His game logs we can look at. And then his metrics, it was all volume based. The things like targets, snaps, opportunity, nothing really stands out in his advanced metrics. Number 15 in breakaway runs. That's not terrible. That's actually pretty interesting. You would think that would be more explosive, but okay, well, let's move over to his snap share. Yeah, he didn't actually play every game. He limited snaps early on. Started to get a ton of carries though in week 5. 130 total yards, not bad. Some big games here, 100 yards, 150, 104. Not bad at all, it would seem, but all volume based. So he's getting like 20 touches. You have to get that work again, I guess, to be as effective. Some bigger games than I remember. Some kind of duds in here. You'd think you'd have a little bit higher floor of scoring with his reception upside, but this PPR scoring as well. So it looks higher when he has 6 receptions. Some decent weeks. Probably could have more than none. I've been trying to find ways to get Tracy. I've got him. I swear I've got him in some of these slow drafts. But just overall, not super appealing to me for fantasy. Could be very overpriced if he loses volume and he's not efficient. Kind of my thinking there. Yo, what up, Pat? How we doing, brother? Hope you're having a good night. Got you streaming in earlier. Love to see it. My man, hope your drafts have been going well. Getting the volume in on these tourneys. Oh, I need to check. I need to see what everything is at right now in terms of the other tournaments that are open. The Husky 2 is still not close to filling. I mean, it's moving closer, but it's like 69% right now. I would have thought that it would have closed already, so I'm kind of excited to see that it's still open. The Eliminator, I know you were talking about that. Eliminator is 85% filled, and I think people are going to jam some slows on it. I really don't want to do any slows, but if I had to, I might do 5 or some number of Eliminator slows just so I don't get locked out and don't get a bunch of more Eliminator volume in. But I'm kind of skeptical how much Eliminator I want to do anyways. I was talking to Steve last night, and the ROI on the Eliminator is so bad, but it's just such a fun tournament, and it's going to be a great sweat. Definitely fun to draft with somebody and then sweat it out together and see what happens with those. But yeah, the Husky is still open. Hope you're doing good, Pat. Nice and blunt. What's up, brother? The good value on Walker? Yeah, it's decent. So I got lucky. I got bailed out just a little bit there. I started with the 4 wide receivers, Neighbors, London, Adams, McMillan. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to, get Brees to come back around to 41. I thought about taking Cook at 42, but I couldn't do it. I said, hey, should I just pull up Walker to 41? What am I going to do here? Henderson in this one went pick 48. So that's, still above his current ADP, but I think is a good price on him. And the 4-5 turn is a good spot to grab him if you can get him there. Last draft, we saw Henderson go before Brees, before all these guys at pick, I think it was 40 or 41. And then, so yeah, T-Mac, I got lucky. Walker fell to me at pick 56. That's a good, 8 pick fall on Walker. Just about 8 picks, right? So, and then Mason was there when I needed him. ETN seems fine. Take some other guys I like later on. Some depth at running back. Seems good. Seems fine. We can work with it. I want to do some more early running back builds. I don't know. I'm just letting the board give me what I can get and then trying to use some camp news and knowledge to my advantage. But at the same time, I need to get off my regular picks that I do in the mid to late rounds. I just took Adam Thielen again. I needed to pass on him, wait for Coker, wait for Tesla or Torrey Horton or something. Kind of locked myself out of a late receiver there, like I was saying. So I got to stay vigilant. Freiermuth is awesome, reliable. Yeah, Tim, I think Freiermuth can still work in 2025, even with Johnny there. Although, Johnny put up some crazy numbers in 2024. Was it situational? Was it just the environment on the Dolphins there and what was going on? Or can Johnny really eat into Freiermuth's workload and kind of most teams are using 2 tight ends, so it's not like it's that unheard of. Check out clip of Amar Johnson's touchdown. Some running back in Green Bay is going to be emptying their locker. Amar Johnson, I think was that live? Did I see that live on the Packers? I can't remember. I didn't watch a ton of the preseason over the weekend. I was catching it when I could, but I was doing some family stuff and was tuning into the box scores too. And I've been keeping up with all the news and notes afterwards and people's takes and things like that. But Amar Johnson, the Packers kind of have some guys at running back. I've been following the Packers backfield very closely. And when it comes down to, it's obviously Josh Jacobs, right? Super heavily utilized, right? Jacobs. Boom. Josh Jacobs last year, of course. Marshawn Lloyd injury, but number 6 in Gary's. Number 5 in red zone touches. Some of these things. I guess he did split some snaps out, but that was with Emmanuel Wilson, Chris Brooks even. And I'm hearing a lot of good things about Chris Brooks, hearing a lot of good things about the hopes for Emmanuel Wilson. Lloyd stays injured. That's a name. Keep that on the radar. That's kind of a fun deep sleeper, Amar Johnson. I'm on the clock here, and I get Jamar Chase at the 102. You love to see it. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I'll take Chase at the 2. I was probably going to take Gibbs or Bijan at the 2. At the same time, it's so much better to start with a receiver in round 1 and then hammer these running backs at the 2-3 turn, which is a fun spot to get them. Even the 4-5 turn. So I'm going to stay balanced in this one. Let's get after it. Let me throw the tunes on, catch up with y'all in the chat. Thanks for being here. Make sure you slap that like. Make sure you're subscribed. Come say what up in the chat. Let's draft. Been selling myself on Theo. Yeah, Theo Johnson, I'm interested. I think it's a risky play. It's a risk it for the upside. He looks like a guy that could be good. Penn State connection. He needs a year 2 breakout for sure. I have not drafted any Harold Fannin. I understand the hype. I think he's a dynasty play for me. I'm willing to be proven wrong. I'm excited to see. I'd be happy if Harold Fannin is something. If he's playing more wide out or in 2 tight end sets and actually getting some work, that could be interesting. I think Njoku is so good. And how many Browns do you really want if it's not the running backs? If it's not Njoku, A lot of people don't even like Judy. I'm fine with Judy. I'm cool with Tillman. I don't take him a whole lot, but I'm cool with him. Yo, what up, Boohames? What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Saw you streaming with Steve earlier today. Good stuff. Always a good time with the Shoups. Hope your drafts went well. Hope you're having a good Tuesday night, my friend. Was in the fourth quarter with Amir Johnson. Maybe I did see it then. Okay, he was in the practice squad last year. Okay, that's what's up, Reflect the Sun, yeah. Yeah. These are some deep dynasty type of cuts here. Yo, what up, Anthony? What's up, brother? Copy paste dates. How you doing, my friend? What round should you draft TreVeyon Henderson? Make sure you vote in the poll. I'm going to close the poll in 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I'm going to close the poll. Vote what round should you get TreVeyon Henderson, and I'll let y'all know real quick what my answer is, where I've been seeing him go tonight in these Best Ball Manias. This is my third Best Ball Mania of the night. It's my 101st Best Ball Mania. We're getting after it. Look at these. Bucky Irving, 18. Brown, 19. After H-Han fell to like 17. Interesting stuff, but nothing new. We've seen it before. I mean, look at my Jamar Chase combos. I have not gotten him with Ladd. That'd be fun. Obviously, I've gotten him with Jacobs, but I'll do it again. I've gotten him a bunch with T and McBride. I've gotten him a little bit with Marvin Harrison and Hampton. I have not taken him with Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson in Best Ball Mania, so that's my other consideration. If it comes back around. Yep, we didn't get him with McConkey this time. Got close. For Jacobs, who do I have Jacobs with? I don't have Jacobs with Allen or Lamar Jackson. That seems kind of crazy. So I need to prioritize one of them too. Don't have him with Marvin Harrison either. That seems like it'd be a natural fit. Or T. Higgins. So I haven't done like a T. Higgins, Chase, and Jacobs. That almost seems too obvious to pass up on. I think I'm going to go for it. Let's go for the double stack. Let's do it. Let's push our luck. I mean, it's going to be risky. Do I take Burrow? 47.50. Do I push him to 71? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel when it comes back around. I hate pushing Burrow. Probably just take him at pick 50. And depending on the running backs available at 47. Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, T. Higgins. Go back and look at the data. Sorry for the blinding light. Let's go over to the notes from last year. It's Best Ball Mania finish. Chase and Higgins and Burrow. Jonathan Taylor. But starting wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. I mean, I could get Devonta Smith probably in the 4th round and running back in the 5th. So let's just stay balanced here. Let's stay balanced, see what we can get into. Burrow's there. Great. I passed up on Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen because apparently I don't have a Chase, Higgins, and Josh Jacobs team in combo. But I guess I haven't been taking Jacobs with them as much. I think I saw some DraftKings data around Jamar Chase and Josh Jacobs and T. Higgins all being like over paired together, way above the expectation of the field. So like these are very like 3 correlated picks because of where they go in the draft, on DraftKings at least. So I think that kind of scared me off back in like July from taking them together so often, but I at least need some. Yes, sir. Elim is all about the vibe. Great for a duo sweat. I would 100% agree. Yeah, pick a time box tournament and hammer some Hendo. I like that approach. Yes, sir. Yeah, I might do some more Husky 3s. Hopefully, we'll see. Yo, what up, DeAndre Swift season? Hope you're doing good, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Yes, sir. Oh, of course. Oh, we're always down for questions. Yeah, fire it away. If you have a trade question, if you have a dynasty question, a redraft question, a best ball question, we're all here for it. That's the reason we're here. Drafting best ball teams, talking ball, having fun on Tuesday night, getting after it. Appreciate you being here, saying what up in the chat. Fire away, my man. We got some sharp people in this chat tonight, so you might get some great answers. Who Hames, very sharp drafter. Check out his stream as well. He's got a YouTube channel. He goes live around 4 p.m. Central Time every day during the week, and he's firing off drafts, you know, all different platforms, Underdog and other platforms too, and always having good guests on. And the dude knows ball. He's been on my channel as well. He and I have drafted some teams, some super flex teams, some other good stuff we were able to get into. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go back and look. Let's focus on Chase. I have Chase McLaurin. I have Chase Cook. I don't have Chase Hendo. It's Hendo season. Let's get into it. Or do I push him and hope that Big Ball doesn't want him? I'm gonna hope. I'm going to hope and pray I can get Cook and Henderson. If not, it's fine. I might just go Burrow anyways. Big Ball. He's got Barkley and Kyron. Is this the kind of drafter who also takes Hendo? Or is he more of like a... doesn't like rookies? He's taking Barkley, Kyron, and Hill. He goes McLaurin. Big Ball. He takes Kamara over Henderson. Incredible. You had to be there in real time to see it the way I called it. He hates the young players. He likes the proven production. He'll reach for Alvin Kamara in the front of the 5th round, which I've done that before too, but not at this point in the year. I'm going for Henderson. I want the upside. So I've got Josh Jacobs, James Cook, TreVeyon Henderson, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I didn't have Chase, Higgins, and Jacobs on any Best Ball Mania team so far. For some reason, I didn't have Henderson with Jamar Chase, so I had to fix that real quick. We'll push Burrow. Fingers crossed, guys. Can we get Burrow at 71? Great. If not, we'll survive. We'll draft some more wide receivers. We'll make it happen like we do in every draft. Appreciate y'all being here. Let's see what's cooking up in the chat. Did Lloyd really practice today? Holy moly. I wasn't sure if he did. I wrote down some news and notes at the beginning of the stream. You know, Jordan Love's left thumb. Matthew Stafford's back. Red light therapy. Sitting in a tube. We all know it. Darnell Mooney's shoulder. What's the timetable? Very confusing. Keaton Mitchell. Is he injured? Is he not? James Cook ends his hold-in. He's playing. He's participating. I grab him here at pick 47. Seems fine. Seems totally decent. And then Hendo at 50. All right, I'm going to close the poll. Make sure you voted in the poll. I'm going to go close it right now. Where should TreVeyon Henderson be going in drafts? Round 4, 5, 6, round 3 maybe? Ending the poll, 3, 2, 1. Looks like we've got 57% of the votes for round 5, 43% for round 4. No one voted round 6, so those days are long gone. He's never coming back to round 6. 21 votes. We got 20 likes on the stream. Make sure you guys like the stream as well, please, and thank you. And I appreciate y'all being here on a Tuesday night, chilling with me, drafting some best ball teams, talking ball. Either Wilson or Brooks will be good, I think. Yeah, I think I would agree, Two Mules. I like Wilson. I'm open to liking Brooks. I've never been a big Lloyd guy. I'm lying. I was a big Lloyd guy. I had 20% drafted Marshawn Lloyd last year. I just didn't. It was last year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was rookie year last year. We never saw anything. It was unfortunate. So I've never been a Lloyd guy this year as much. I've sprinkled some in because I don't want to get left out. And I like the Packers a good amount, right? I'm big in on the Packers. So when it comes to being lucky or good, I don't have a choice. Got to be good. Can't be lucky. Or you got to be lucky you're not good. That's funny, FFD Explorer. It's too early for Amar, but I think people will be hearing his name in the future. I like that. Definitely keep that on the radar. Lots of non-badges in here. Yes, sir. What's the trade question? I'm on the edge of my seat now. I know, me too. Let's hope that he's still here. Appreciate him jumping in here and asking a question. As always, if you guys have any questions for me, fantasy football wise, life wise, you know, whatever, I'm here. I'm just talking to myself, looking at this board, going on, but I'm trying to keep up with the chat too. You guys know how to. I lock in sometimes. I lock in on the board, but appreciate y'all being here. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday night. What are we going to do? We landed the Burrow. Yay! Very excited. I'm going to go Matthew Golden. Seems like the best thing to do. Jennings has the calf. Yikes. Yowzas. I love Laporta here, but I don't think it's the right time to take him. Give me some Matthew Golden to go along with my Josh Jacobs. And through my first 7 picks, a Joe Burrow at pick 71. We did it. We finally got it. Josh Jacobs, James Cook, TreVeyon Henderson, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and one Mr. Matthew Golden.
Ocean Wisner's already in the backfield. Play action. You're setting up.
What the hell?
I think if I roll that clip, my video gets flagged. So Bindles made that. Shout out to Bindles. I think it's the song. The song gets flagged as copyright. I don't know how long I just ran it for. Maybe it was like 6 seconds. Maybe it fits in under fair use or whatever. I don't know. But I need to change. Bindles and I need to get together and cook up some more clips that use some more copyright-free music. Because there's so many of his workout playlist songs have made it into these clips. And they go hard. But it's tough getting the copyright. Not that it's that big of a deal. But I don't like seeing the little asterisk when I close down the stream and it says this material has been copyrighted. Like the Addison clip goes so hard. Probably one of my favorite clips Bindles has ever made, but can't run it without getting the copyright flag. Golden at 74, team stacking with the Packers, got Josh Jacobs. So, I mean, I've got a huge bet on the Bengals, the Packers, got a little Buffalo in here, some Patriots. Feeling good. Let's keep ripping this one. Let's land this plane. Let's turn the music back on and catch up with y'all. Mason Taylor did look good today. Yeah, I know. I don't think we got the question. My bad. He left before I got to his comment. Yeah, that's my bad. Whoops. Hope he comes back sometime. We can answer it for him. Mason Taylor back at camp caught a beautiful long touchdown. I did see that highlight. I don't know how I saw it, but I was convinced Mason Taylor had like a high ankle sprain and was like, or something or whatever. But it looks like he's back. So I think we got to start drafting Mason Taylor again. Hames, I know you and I were super high on Mason Taylor. We were taking him a ton back in June, July with our field stacks. He was the best way to backstack Fields. I feel like I haven't taken Fields in a little while, and I haven't taken Mason Taylor in a while either. Okay, the way I've done this with the 3 running backs through 5 rounds, I'm going to keep hammering wide receivers, and I just don't know. Do I go Hawk here? Because the wide receivers did dry up. Pittman is fine and might be needed on this team. I like Mark Andrews too. I kind of do need a tight end. Keep it balanced. It's not a Jalen Warren team. It's not a Tyrone Tracy team. It's a Hawkinson team because, I mean, I would have taken Pittman Jr., but what am I going to do? Take Shaheed, reach for him? I don't think so. Ayuk, Bateman, no. Burden, come on. We're getting stuck here. Tight end wise, quarterback wise. Hawkinson, and then do I take a Bo Nix? Keenan Allen goes pick 97. Ingram goes 96. This is craziness. Do I take a Mark Andrews? I could double tap tight end here. I think I just will. Unconventional? Maybe. Yes. Only 3 receivers with 3 good ones. The double stack Chase Higgins. That's the price you pay when you're going to be starting TreVeyon Henderson in your flex. You got James Cook, Josh Jacobs. I'm really confident in those 3 being my flex most weeks. So, I mean, these are my 3 starters. I've got 2 sick tight ends. Probably stop with those 2. Maybe get Gesicki super late, not reach for him in any capacity. I've already got the double stack, so I don't even like Gesicki that much anymore. I've kind of soured on him a little bit. This is not the Tracy team, that's for sure. Not a Jalen Warren team either. We'll see what receivers come back around. I think we'll have some good options. Hopefully people are grabbing tight ends, and they start too. Kelsey goes, Warren goes. The more tight ends that go and some QBs that go for my next pick would probably benefit me, considering I already snagged 2 tight ends. 2 good ones though. Hawkinson, Andrews, come on, borderline elite. And then Jordan Love would be really nice here too. I think I could even push him to my second pick at 122, considering the drafter in the 1 spot doesn't like young players and already has 2 QB, or he has 1 QB. He's got Baker Mayfield with his Godwin. He took Keenan Allen at pick 97. Very interesting. Getting some interesting things tonight. Yo, what up? Jack does skits. How you doing, brother? I have the 9th pick in my league. And you are thinking right. I like Nico Collins. I like Nico Collins in the 9th pick in your league, regardless of the format, regardless of, I mean, if it's super flex, let's think about it. But if it's standard scoring, standard format, PPR, half point PPR, tight end premium, as long as it's single quarterback, yeah, Nico Collins in the 9th, perfectly good. Perfectly good target. Get your guys. Take a high-powered receiver in an offense. The Texans, they're going to be throwing the ball a pretty decent amount. They just took and started Dare Agumbawale, who has been a pass-catching back specialist for them in recent years, but he was their starting running back in their preseason game. They're going to be throwing the ball. I mean, do they play Woody Marks a little bit more? Sure. He's also kind of more of a pass-catching specialist. Does Chubb hit the field at some point? I'm sure he will. Is he going to be effective? I don't know. Does Mixon come back? I think so. I hope so. Can he be effective? Probably, but the injury doesn't seem great. Very ambiguous. I think, yeah, 9th overall pick is a good spot. Let's see what Hames thinks. He's also a very sharp drafter. This man's a Texans fan. He thinks Nico could be gone 8 picks ago. True. I'm not afraid to take Nico anywhere in the first round, but no, I think the 9 spot's very reasonable. He goes in the 9 spot in this draft, so like Neighbors, Nico, McCaffrey. For some reason, if any like Gibbs, Lamb, or Jefferson was there, I would grab those guys first. Obviously, I think for me, Bateman or Kirk. I think I'm gonna go Bateman here. 45, 756, and 9 versus the oft-injured Kirk. Texans, 7, week 9. I've already got Mark Andrews, do a team stack with the Ravens. Unfortunately, I mean, there really weren't any receivers I liked with my previous pick, because I easily could have waited on Mark Andrews or Hawkinson and grab Tucker Kraft here to go with Love and Golden. Would have been real nice. At the same time, it's fine. I'm good with Hawk. I'm good with Andrews. I'll take Love here to go with Burrow. And then now I've got Love, Jacobs, Golden to bring back with Andrews and Bateman, who also play week 15 against the Bengals, week 16 against the Patriots. I've got the TreVeyon Henderson. Feeling really good. This team's correlated a ton. Drake May would have been a consideration there. He went right before me at pick 118. I would have thought for a second about taking Drake May at pick 119 and maybe still take Love at 122 or skip Love kind of thing. But McCarthy going 116, Williams 117, May 118. Interesting how those players flip each other. You never know the order they're going to go in, whether it's May, Williams, McCarthy, or the opposite. Nix always goes ahead, though. That's the one thing for sure. Nix, sometimes people will take Caleb up there ahead of Nix or next to Nix, but Nix is definitely the one sophomore quarterback who goes a little bit ahead of those 3 guys. course, Jaden Daniels goes in the 4th round almost every draft. Sometimes the 3rd. Yo, what up, Jeff T? One spot, making it easy to draft young, exciting players with upside. Hell yeah, I'd love to see it. Nice and blunt. Yes, sir. Through 7 rounds. Let me catch up to you guys now. 10 minutes later. You know how it goes. Golden at ADP in this economy. Generational wealth. Hey, I think so. Might have to put my Longhorn hat on. I don't know where it is. I was wearing it over the weekend. Somewhere around here. Might have to throw it on. If I get one or more of my boys on this squad, like a Jaden Blue or something. Yes, sir. Jeff T, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're having a good Tuesday night. Oh, DeAndre Swift season? Yeah, come on in, DeAndre Swift season. Let us know what your question was. Happy to answer it, my friend. Yeah, come get in the circle. Come draft with us. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching this in the future. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button. Come say what up in the chat. Let's talk some ball. Draft some teams together. We're ripping Best Ball Mania. This is the 3rd one of the night. Feeling very good. I think I might do an eliminator after this too. Mason Taylor's my joint most drafted player. Yes, sir. Bind the dip. Okay. Now it seems smart. I had a ton. So this is just my Best Ball Mania exposures, but like, look how much Taylor I had. I had 15% Taylor and I haven't drafted him in like a month. So I had probably too much, but I had a good amount. Blue is here. I need a running back, but not that much. I need a receiver first. I don't think this guy's going to take him. I could do Dobbs for the team stack. Seems too obvious, doesn't it? Go with Romeo Dobbs. ADP would say take Kyle Williams, which is kind of interesting too. Blue goes. I think I will potentially go Kyle Williams first and get another Patriot that would fit this team nicely. Give me some young upside, another rookie. So let's go ahead and do that. Demario Douglas still would have been there. So maybe just go hard in the paint on the Patriots. If this guy does take Dobbs, he does like the older players. I could do Dobbs to get the 4th Packer on this team, really. Braylon Allen's there. Do I circle back and get another running back yet? It is round 13. That's my only question. I've got 5 receivers, so I'm not really like, after I took Kyle Williams, I'm not super in need of another one right now. Do I push? I think I might push it. I might take another running back here and go with Braylon Allen on this squad. Let me get my Braylon Allen numbers up. Algier or Ford could have been nice there too. You never know what happens with Dobbs. Sometimes he falls a little bit. He might come back around. Douglas used to be cheaper, used to come back around. I don't have so much Douglas. I've got a little bit. I'd like him better if it was stacked with May versus on this team just getting Kyle Williams with some upside for some big pop weeks, some big plays. Seems fine, seems good. Douglas does go 147. I expect Dobbs to also go, but I have enough Packers. I have enough Bengals. I'm feeling good. Let me see what else I can get into. Some more team stacks, some more young upside players. And I wanted to stay balanced. You know, taking 3 running backs in my first 5 rounds, but then coming back with Braylon Allen in round 13 seems like a good place to do it. Algier, Garendo, Ford, all guys I like. They go immediately afterwards. I don't really draft Javonte Williams as much. I haven't been taking Quinshon Judkins since the news. I mean, it says I've got 4% Javonte Williams in Best Ball Mania. In my mind, that's too much. That's just enough. Don't really need any more. Would have taken Blue over Kyle Williams. He gets drafted the spot before me. Same thing with Tootin. Would have taken Tootin as well. So Braylon Allen, who famously is playing the New England Patriots in Week 17, that doesn't hurt either. Braylon Allen getting some work. Let's see if he can have himself a season. I liked Braylon Allen's profile coming into the league. Probably should have been drafting. I mean, it's kind of surprising how little work he got last year, and how kind of not great he was. He's got his whole life ahead of him. He's only 22 years old. Only 92 attempts. That's nothing. Emmanuel Wilson had more. 19 receptions. I think Emmanuel Wilson had less than that, but yeah, low sample size. It's the game logs you want to see. Any advanced metrics you can look at. Nothing I'm seeing here that stands out. Light front carry rate was pretty low. Production premium was decent. I'm on the clock in 5 picks. Let's get the game logs real quick. What do we remember besides the 2 touchdown games? We had 2 touchdowns in week 2. We all remember that. Did he do anything else the rest of the season? No. He had 1 game with 4 catches, 81 total yards. That's kind of decent in week 14. Blame it on the Jets' dysfunctional offense, I guess. But could we see more out of Braylon Allen in year 2? Yes. A big year 2 leap? Why not? And then, yes, sir. Let's start getting more Mason Taylor. Matthew Golden, Mason Taylor, Alec Pierce. I like those. All names that I like. Cannot argue with that, Jeff T. And then DeAndre Swift season. I see your question, my friend. I'll get to it in 1 sec. Let's make these next 2 picks at the turn, and then we'll jump back into the chat, catch up with y'all, see where we're at. I'm on the clock. Next, I'm going to do a quick refresh. It's pick 167. Quentin Johnston's falling. Don't want to catch a falling knife. Not really. He could fit this team fine. Who else is there? Richardson. And then go Pierce. Boom. You thought I wouldn't do it? You thought I would stop at 2 QBs with Joe Burrow and Jordan Love? No, not a chance. I'm going 3 QBs. I'm going to increase my weekly quarterback scoring floor and ceiling with a guy like Richardson. Alec Pierce, day-to-day. Hopefully he's not really that badly injured. He has been falling sometimes in these drafts. My next pick's going to be 191. I got Alec Pierce there. The site is completely frozen. You can see it on my screen. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. Let's refresh. It's going to crash. Shout out to Underdog. Crashing live here. Perfect time to shout out the Best Ball Overlay. Check out bestballoverlay.com. Use code GARAGE when you sign up. Get 25% off your premium subscription. If you have any questions about the Best Ball Overlay, shoot me a DM. Hit me up on Twitter at FFBGarage. Follow me there so you know when I'm going live. You can keep up with news in the best ball community, the fantasy football community, what I'm following, what's going on, all that good stuff. Underdog has crashed. It is dead. And I'm drafting from my phone right now. So, oh, look, we're back. It's alive. I wonder if it was just me, if it was everyone. Maybe it was just me, but I honestly think, who knows? I took Alec Pierce to go stacked up with Anthony Richardson, that pick. I love Anthony Richardson. I love Alec Pierce these days for their fantasy upside that he gives you in this late in the draft. Hard to beat that. Was I thinking about taking Bill Krosky-Merritt? Yes. Could I have done it? Yeah, probably. Could Alec Pierce have gotten pushed to later in the draft, this round? Almost certainly. Bill likely to not be there. I could do something with Taj Brooks, Adonai Mitchell. Picks that I like coming up. Let's see where we are on the board. I mean, it blacked out for like 30 seconds, almost a minute there. Let's also catch up with DeAndre Swift season. Love the little profile pic too there with the Thunder and it. Awesome. So T-Law, McCaffrey, Hampton, London, T-Mac, JMO, Olave, Downs, Kraft is your team. You got full PPR, it's redraft. Okay, I got you. You got sent Jefferson from McCaffrey, so Justin Jefferson. I do have Addison on the bench, and my RB3 is Dylan Sampson. Wow, your running backs pretty thin if you go Hampton and Sampson with London, Heteroy, McMillan, JMO, Olave. Let's see what the chat thinks. I don't know. I might be tempted to keep. Okay, let's it seems like the underdog's not working because it's not refreshing. Because I'm 5 picks away and it was showing me being like 10 picks away. I'm gonna keep refreshing. I think we're having some issues with underdog. Make sure I've got players I like queued up. Give me 1 sec. I've got a 3-4-6-2 build. I need more running backs and then a few wide receivers to top this one off. Roshan's there. I might just grab Roshan. Keaton Mitchell's there. I might do that too. That actually seems more fun than Roshan at this point. Taj Brooks is there. I think I'd already queued him on the desktop. I don't know if that's working. Okay, I could probably get Mitchell and Taj Brooks at this rate. I grabbed a Mitchell, Keaton Mitchell, round 16. Pick 191. He's been rising. Horton went. Watch out. Who else do I like? Receiver wise, yeah, I'd be like Mitchell, Coker. Look, the draft board's not updating. Underdog's having some issues. Oh, site can't be reached. Okay. Let me make this pick on my phone. I am going to take Taj Brooks to get one more Bengal on this squad, which fits really nicely. And then I've got a 3-6-6-2 build. I'll take one more receiver. I really like this team. I mean, I probably didn't even need the 6 running backs the way I built it out, but what am I going to do? Take a third tight end? Oh, we're back. Looks like Underdog is back. They're having issues with their site. Throw it on here, add to stage, boom. Go to the board. So you can see my last 2 picks. I took Keaton Mitchell and Taj Brooks from my phone. Luckily, I always have my phone up next to me so I can monitor the players available, make some picks if I have to. And then, yeah. Interesting. Is this a Zay Jones team? I've got all these Bengals. I don't have any Cardinals bringbacks. Is this a Zay Jones team? He's been getting hyped up. I've actually put him in my ranks. He exists. First teamer on the initial depth chart. I got to investigate a little bit. I got to investigate this. Let's look really quick and we'll jump back into DeAndre Swift season's question. Sorry for the technical difficulties, making it a little bit harder to stay on top of the chat and this draft. This Underdog was crashing. Or is it my internet? No way. It might just be my internet. Well, that's not a good sign. Can't load pages. That is not a good sign. All right, it's a me problem. Shout out to Underdog. And nothing is uploading. The pages are not uploading. Well, should I take Mitchell, though, if he's there? I think I want to. Yeah, I don't have any big buy overlaps there. Coker would be also just fine. We know he's good, getting a bigger role. Zay Jones. Okay, I'm going to try to look up Zay Jones one last time. Apparently my internet's going out. That's always fun. Look, and now it's back. He's 30. He's been good. He was drafted highly. Played for a bunch of different teams. He's never had a good season for fantasy except for 2022. He was all right. I mean, some decent air yardage, but nothing ever that good. I think the answer is no. I mean, he's had 11 receptions, 145 yards. It's just so rare. Week 19, he did decent. I mean, I don't think I have to go that far. I think that's just a bit too far, even for this team. It would be nice because of week 17, but I'm not going to force it. I just don't think I go there. I mean, maybe if we hear a lot of good things about Zay Jones, I mean, they're saying he's the starter in camp, initial roster-wise, too. How much do we value Kyler Murray's potentially the 4th target on the team? Spike week guy, Zay Jones. You guys are probably saying no, Zay Jones. Jack Besh is not there. I'm on Besh in like the last round. So I took Adonai Mitchell is what it came down to. I took Besh in the last round of my first Best Ball Mania draft tonight, actually, I think. But I'm pretty out on him as he keeps falling. Let's see. There we go. I had to refresh it. It didn't load. I did take Mitchell. I got the double stack for the Colts receivers. I thought about Coker. Coker goes undrafted, it looks like, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, pretty interesting. I think Mitchell just fits better on this team. The double stacked with either the Bengals or the Colts is kind of funny. I guess it's my internet. I don't know what's going on. There's so many devices on my internet between baby monitor cameras, security cameras, just everything. I could just be acting up. I might go check on it in a sec. But let me catch up with y'all in the chat. Let me say what up. Let's review this team. And let's draft an eliminator squad after this. So from the 2 spot, I got Jamar Chase. Pretty sick. Let me throw on a different vibe and then see what y'all are up to. There we go. Yeah, if you did accept that DeAndre Swift season, if you did trade McCaffrey, if you traded your McCaffrey for Justin Jefferson, you would probably want to also trade to get another better RB2 because Hampton and Sampson's not going to be enough in full PPR redraft. It's just not. 3 flex. I mean, it's pretty deep. That makes me think you want to keep some of your depth even more. I mean, I might keep the depth, like Huhames is saying. Yeah, honestly, 1 solid depth piece helps so much beyond for bye week coverage too. Yeah, I'm starting to think that way. Yeah, I did see that. Huhames. You're right. Dobbs went out with a back injury. It was reported he was fine. He didn't come back around in this one. I tried to push him. Underdog kind of buggy. I mean, maybe it's just me. We'll see. Sorry, I'm catching up with y'all late. Lean, keep CMC only because RB depth. I would agree. I think we're all in agreement here. Yo, what up, Peppers? You accept that trade, you have tons of upside pieces. Turn a couple wide receiver into elite running back. Maybe. And then that's also a good point. Gerardo, what's up, brother? Am I off Betch? I saw your comment out of the corner of my eye. I was kind of commenting on that earlier. I got Betch like super late. I'm going to get in Betch like pick 200 later. What's up, Kriyoth? How you doing, my friend? Hope it's going well. Your Tuesday night, getting some drafts in. Has there been any further news on Keaton injury? Don't think he's practiced since preseason game. Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't know definitively. I don't think it's bad enough. I think he's okay. I heard someone said don't be worried. All we know is that Michael Wilson was not the answer last year, nor was Dortch. Yeah, exactly. So maybe a healthy Zay Jones is the guy, but he's getting pretty old. It's not impossible that a 30-year-old Zay Jones could have some nice weeks, some spike weeks. but I think I'm going to bet on some youth. Adonai Mitchell's having a great camp. Back him up with Anthony Richardson. Let's see what happens. Always a red zone threat. Coker only gets drafted when you have Bryce Young. Yeah, preach. All right, we've caught up. Let's draft an eliminator. Let's get into one. I'm going to enter this eliminator. I'll put it in the chat if y'all want to jump in with me when I'm joining. I'm going to say joining it now in the chat. So you'll see it there. Joining the elim now. You'll see it in the chat, and then you'll know that I'm doing it on stream. And then I am going to enter a 20-second elim draft. If y'all want to get in on this, let's do it. Waiting on 3. Let me get some more water. Let me check my internet. I'll be back in just a second. Let's rip this elim. It already filled. Let's get it. Shout out to Jalapeno Jenkins in the 5 spot, aka Peppers. We got myself in the 8, Gerardo DFS, my friend in the 7. We got Nice and Blunt in the 9. Let me know if you made it into this draft. If you're drafting with me, appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you hit the like on the stream. Come say what up in the chat. Make sure you're subbed. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the start of the NFL season. I'm getting pretty close. Oh my gosh, did you see that? It just snap updated it. Okay, I didn't check my internet enough because that was insane. I'm having technical difficulties. 2 picks away, and the board was not updating. McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb. Why is CeeDee Lamb still available? Gerardo, I know you're going to take Lamb there, as you should. What's going on? I'm going to go with the big dog, Derrick Henry, or am I? Am I? ADP says so. Ranking says so. Otherwise, Genty. Go big dog. Whatever. Let's do it. Let's have fun. It's an eliminator. Almost got Lamb. That would have been cool. I guess it's not that unheard of, but Lamb seems amazing there. He's a late week 10 buy. Could be, the wide receiver you need in any given week. I'm going to have to watch this internet situation. It says I have full strength internet. Let me know in the chat. Are you guys having internet issue or not internet? Are you guys having underdog issues? Is it just my internet? I don't know what's going on. But if you're drafting on your phone, if you're drafting on desktop, are you having these issues? Am I the only one? I hope it's not just me. It could just be me that feels like it's just me the way my player profiler page for Zay Jones was also not loading. And I'm up next, and it's not uploading at all. So this is very sucky. I'm up next. The board is not updating. Chase Brown goes. I can either take Jonathan Taylor or Brian Thomas. I'm actually going to go Brian Thomas. What's going on? I've never seen this. It's never happened. regardless of internet situation, the board is like really freaking out. So I take Derrick Henry and Brian Thomas in this eliminator. Let me switch my exposures to all tournaments. And then what I can do is I can remove the display week 15, 16, 17, and I can add weeks 1, 2, and 3, which matter more for the elim. Week 1 matters a ton. It's the thing that matters the most, honestly, in this tournament. Derrick Henry at Buffalo. Derrick Henry, regardless. Brian Thomas at Carolina. That should be fun. Same thing at Cincinnati and against Houston. Houston's a pretty dangerous matchup. Really strong defense, but at least it's at home and it's week 3. Brian Thomas is a guy. When my internet goes out, I lick the box. It seems to not act out as much after. That's a classic 90s, early 2000s approach to fixing all electronics. You pull the cartridge out, you blow on it, you shove it back in, still doesn't work, you take it out, you give it a lick, you throw it in again, you know. I'm 5 picks away. The board is not updating, so I don't know what's going on. This is not going great. Good thing it's the end of the night and it's not like the first draft. That would be really annoying. But I'm 3 picks away and it's not updating. Back to back. Here we go. We got Gerardo, Candyman, and Nice and Blunt in the 7, 8, 9 spot. I feel like I recognize Mossy94. If you're in here drafting with us, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing good. Can't Catch 22 also looks familiar. Same thing with Deep Pizzle. I don't know if it's just I've seen these names drafting. Maybe I'm drafting too many teams, but I feel like I recognize some of these names. I'm up in 2. Higgins goes. I'm thinking I know what I want to do here. I got 3 players that I really like. McBride goes. Kittle goes. Let me just confirm what I see here, what I like. I'm going to go Worthy. So I've started off Derrick Henry, Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy. I thought about going Devontae Adams. I thought about going another player. Devontae Adams with Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe that's not the formula. We'll wait to see. I've got pretty big bags of Devontae Adams, so if we get more bad news about with Stafford, that's not going to be great. Guys, it might just be my internet. I'm starting to be very skeptical. I'm starting to be pretty upset with the way this is not uploading. I have to refresh every single pick. Kind of a bummer. Okay, Underdog phone app. Peppers is kind of laggy because my phone app is laggy too, which your video and stuff is good, so your internet should be okay. Okay. Mossy is a drafter's legend. I think we've talked about this before because I want to say Mossy 94. Maybe he's just drafting a lot too, but I feel like that's a familiar name. I'm up next. I don't know. I'm seeing some weird things on other sites that I'm looking at. Like my Twitter's acting weird right now. So then it might just be my internet. I don't know what's going on. Hurts or Adams? Oh man, I kind of like Hurts. Dallas, Kansas, Rams. I'm gonna go Hurts there. Well, yeah, Hurts. I think Adams is still a good pick. I feel like the elite QB is kind of fun, especially in these 1-versus-1 matchups if I make it to week 2. Yeah, my internet is definitely not working. It's definitely me. Let me take my phone offline, off the internet. It's crazy. Yeah, my Twitter's not loading. I couldn't get player profile to load. I can't get the board to load here. Very strange. I'm up in 11 picks. Yeah, just internet problems, I guess. I've never had it this bad, though. I'm up in 9 picks, and the board is still not updating. Oh, no, it is. Devontae Adams just went 46. That's the latest I've ever seen Devontae Adams go. So, pretty interesting. People are starting to be a little bit afraid of the back injury for Stafford, it seems. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on, Anthony. It's kind of driving me nuts, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Elam Adams has always been 4th round for some reason. That's really interesting. Yeah, I'm doing more Elams now, so I'm getting back into the flow, back into the expectation of what's different, where things should be going, and like getting used to these streets. It just still strikes me as odd, like how early some of these running backs go. I was scrolling down, I was looking for Henderson, and he was like picked right before me, but I'm dealing with these technical difficulties makes it harder to keep track. I'm on the clock. I think I'm going to go Metcalf or Waddle. At least Metcalf's healthy, so I'm probably just going to go with him. I could also take Hunter. I'm going to go Metcalf first, and then for whatever reason, I might be able to circle back and take a running back in round 6 that I like. I didn't really feel like taking Montgomery there. So Metcalf through my first 5 picks: Derrick Henry, Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy, Jalen Hurts, and DK Metcalf. I feel like the elite onesies can give you some upside in these head-to-head matchups if you make it to week 2. Whether it's elite tight end or an elite QB. You can differentiate yourself a little bit there. I've always known that in the smaller your league is, the more it pays to have the elite onesies. So if you're thinking of your league being 2 people, which is a head-to-head matchup for 15 consecutive weeks, you might just want to have those elite onesies. Knowing that, you would think Bowers would go higher than he does. I still passed on Bowers to take Brian Thomas, but maybe I should have considered. Wait a second. Harvey was still available? What's going on? What? I didn't even see him in my ADP in my queue. That's insane. I would have taken Harvey. I wish I could have gotten Harvey there. Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to Montgomery being available. I'll go ahead and grab him. As an RB2, I think that's totally fine. Better as an RB3, but I'll make it work. Smith went 55. That's who I was looking for too. It'd be nice just to stack up Hurts a little bit, but it's not required. It would have helped with some nice, like, if the Eagles have a good week 1, it's through Smith and Hurts. Really get an extra bump to advance in week 1, but there's only 6 teams don't advance in week 1. 6 teams do, so you don't really need that much to get out of week 1, but you do want to prioritize it a lot. It makes it hard. I can't really check my week 1 matchups. I'm trying to stick to the board, even though the board's not updating. But I got Hurts against Dallas. That's fun. Derrick Henry at Buffalo, sure. Montgomery at Green Bay, it's fine. Brian Thomas, Carolina's a good matchup, it seems. Worthy at the Chargers could be a good matchup, fun one. and then Metcalf at the Jets. I don't know. So it's so funny they have Aaron Rodgers playing the Jets in week 1. What are the odds? Cleared my Chrome cache. It's been a long time. That could be part of it. Might have to do that. What are you honestly hoping for with DK? That kind of like that Aaron Rodgers is still going to pass the ball a ton, try to go out in like a blaze of glory kind of situation, and I think Metcalf's the top target, can earn the most targets, get the most out of the receiving passing game, and I think Myers is a good pick in this format too. Let me get Myers here if he's available. Otherwise, I like Jordan Mason. I think I'm gonna go Myers here. I like Jordan Mason though. Myers seems good. I think I got him a little bit past ADP. So like for DK, if I go over and it's definitely not going to load because just I don't know what's going on, dude. I'll stop complaining though. But yeah, I can't even search players. I'm having some serious issues on Chrome right now. Can't refresh anything. DK Metcalf, 28. He's still kind of in his peak, in his prime. If we get like a... And I won't even speak in like season-long terms, but if we get like a big... He's explosive, right? He's a good explosive receiver. If we get one of these classic DK games, like 10 receptions, a touchdown, 129 yards, wide receiver 2 on the week, if we get that at the right time of the season, that's what I'm hoping for with DK. I'm up in 2 picks. I could take Baker Mayfield or Mahomes. Otherwise, Jaden Reed is in a walking boot. An early bye. You don't love to see that. Addison suspension. Khalil Shakir, the ankle. Should go Mahomes here and call it good. Circle back around at running back at some point. Definitely get some depth. But I got Henry and Montgomery in the lineup, and then flexing Jacoby Myers. Metcalf has a slightly early bye. The week 8 overlap with Montgomery, Brian Thomas, and Myers. I'll try to keep that in mind. But Hurts and Mahomes, super, super solid combo. Maybe tack on a third QB later, if one makes sense. I could easily see it being Geno, Aaron Rodgers, maybe even Trevor Lawrence if he really falls. Burrito shot second. I love that username. That's so funny. New here. Do you talk Dynasty at all? Yes, sir. We actually just did a live Dynasty startup draft on Sunday night for the PPR Tyler Barbecue League. We did a startup. It was super fun. Bindles and I, my Monday night show. So I do a Monday night show with Bindles. He is a Dynasty bro, a best ball bro, but he's in like 40 Dynasty leagues. He's insane. And so last night I'm co-hosting with him. We do a show on Mondays called BALLSY, and check it out. We had a really good show last night with Steve Schaub of the FanSpeak Network, super sharp guy. Anyways, Bindles and I, we talked Dynasty. We're co-managing this league together that we just drafted on Sunday. This last Sunday, we just drafted this startup. You can join Bindles' free Discord if you're into Discord. He's got free Dynasty rankings, tiers, and channels in there. We talk about like Dynasty trades and stuff, basic stuff. We're growing the Discord. You can find the link to all of Bindles' socials below here, his YouTube and his Twitter. Go to his Twitter description. You can get the link to the Discord. But yeah, we talked Dynasty in here. I'm in a few Dynasty leagues, and I've been playing Dynasty since 2020, I think, was my first Dynasty league that I got into. So I thought for a minute there I was going to go really hard in the Dynasty, and then in 2022 I found Best Ball, and the rest is history. Higgins. I still like Higgins. People are afraid of rookies with the slow start. All of that stuff. The week 6 buy. Maybe he's scaring them. I don't know. I'm up next. It's not really refreshing. Let me help. I think Higgins just went. No. Scattaboo just went. Warren goes. I get to reload when I can. I'm drafting off my phone right now. Let's see. Jaden Higgins. Boom. Got him. And I'm up in a few picks. Can I get this to reload? There it is. Here's the draft. So yeah, we talked some Dynasty ball in here. A lot of best ball. A lot of ball knowledge. A lot of sharp people in the community. Appreciate you stopping by, Greedo. Got like 6 guys I would never ever touch though. Oh, sorry, I missed it. I have to scroll back up. I missed a few. Yes, sir, Greedo, go ahead. Anthony's very sharp drafter in here as well. Make sure you check out Anthony's content too. He's putting out some best ball streams. And he's also in the Dynasty League that I just mentioned. Just wondering what rookies picks I could get for Bowers and non-tight end premium 12-team Superflex. Yeah, that's a perfect question for Bindle's Discord. Go check it out because he has tiers in there where you can like check your own players and like what tier like they would be. I can pull it up in a second. I'm having some technical difficulties with this draft, so it's kind of being difficult for me, to say the least. So I'm kind of juggling that right now. Let me see what I should do here. I'm just going to go ahead and take Tank Bigsby. I need another running back sooner than later. I think he fits fine. It sounds like they're going to use him. I'm all over the place. I'm drafting ETN. I'm drafting Bigsby. I'm drafting Tootin. I'm drafting off my phone right now because my stupid... I don't know what's going on with this Chrome browser, but might as well catch up with all. Yeah, so, I mean, you can get a lot for Bowers, even in non-tight end premium, but if it's just 12-team Superflex, non-tight end premium, but assuming it's still PPR, you can get a lot for Bowers. A whole lot. I mean, the dude gets an insane amount of targets and receptions. I'm pretty high on Bowers, so I don't know. If you're really interested in trading him, you can definitely check that out, though, in the Discord. Off the top of my head, I have no idea. Like, at least 2 first, and then some. I'd have to check the Bindles. I can pull it up on my phone. I can check super quick on my phone. I can get into Bindles Discord on my phone. And then the Bindles Brigade is what he's got it there, the title of it. If I go to the Dynasty, so there's Dynasty Trades channel, but then I can also go into the he's got Dynasty wide receiver buckets is one of his spreadsheets. I'm looking for, I think we have it in Dynasty rankings. Yeah, Dynasty rankings. In a spreadsheet, he's got it. Let me refresh this, make sure I'm still not. So Bowers, and this is actually PPR tight end premium, but I'd have to like discount it a little bit. He's got Bowers worth at least 3 firsts. I'm up in 5 picks. The board hopefully refreshes. So like, yeah, in tight end premium, he'd be worth at least 3 firsts, which is kind of what I was thinking. But in non-tight end premium, probably still worth 2 first plus. Easily, right? Lawrence does go. I'll probably chill on 2 QBs for a while. Bigsby with Thomas, the team stack is kind of why I did that. I can go like one of those other late QBs that I mentioned. About to be back up. I don't want Darnell Mooney. I don't want Hollywood Brown because the injuries in this format. I could do a Kirk. Spears is also hurt. I need a tight end. I think I go Goddard here before it gets too much later. So there we go. I got the stack that I wanted with the tight end and Jalen Hurts. Rachaad White being injured is not good. This was the ranking before the injury. I'll go off ADP just to check. I could do Kincaid, double tap tight end. He goes. Do I want Pitts in this format? Maybe, but the week 5 bye is not so inspiring. Wide receivers, Kirk goes. I don't think there's anyone I really need, and I feel pretty strong with these 5 for now. I do have some early buy issues, though, so I need to tack on some more volume later. Marvin Mims is kind of fun. I could use an RB4, though. It's around 12. So I'm thinking like Samson or Braylon Allen. I probably take Samson first. But then I'll go Braylon Allen. Otherwise, avoiding Rachaad White because of the early injury. Marvin Mims is still there. I could do Mims. Nice and blunt on the clock. He takes Mooney. Nice discount on Mooney, though, if you can fit him on your team. I think I'm just going to go with Samson. Spears is injured. I'll go Samson. I was considering Mims there, maybe even. But I feel like I don't really need the receiver so badly. I definitely could have used another running back, sooner than later. But now I feel good with those 4. Like Henry, Montgomery, Bigsby, and then Samson. I'll probably start to circle back to tight end and wide receiver, and maybe even quarterback soon enough. Tootin at 139. Somehow I didn't see Tootin. I've uploaded Steve's Eliminator ranks as of yesterday. He uploaded them, and then I put them on here, and Steve and I drafted an Eliminator last night on stream. So I've got his ranks in here right now. He has premium rankings from the Fanspeak Network Substack subscription. It's a best ball Substack. Check that one out too. Link can be found on the Fanspeak YouTube channel, on their Twitter, and in my video from last night, the Ballsy show that I did with Bindles. All of Steve's socials and links can be found in there. Check it out. Chris saying about DK Metcalf, doesn't see it. Pace of play going to be slow. DK could do it with the pass happy Seattle and Grubb last year. Not a good route runner. Yeah, I wonder if Rodgers just elevates people. Maybe he gets mad at DK for not being a great route runner, and maybe Rodgers can't chunk it deep anymore. Maybe he's more of a check down guy now. So there's a lot of question marks. I sprinkle him in. I'm underweight on DK Metcalf, but I'll still take some. Wasn't fun for me. Didn't realize it was going on. Oh yeah, but the Dynasty League. Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry about that. Who got an orphan now? I got a few guys I like, so that's fine, but disappointed for sure. Yeah, that's a bummer. But it's Dynasty. You can trade out of it. You can draft out of it in future rookie drafts. You can pick up free agent players and alter it in time. In time. The team will change. The players will change. But it is tough. Sweet. Yeah, check the Discord out. Say what up. I'm usually lurking around in there. I'm more active on YouTube and Twitter, just personally. But I'm in a bunch of Discords. It's just hard for me to to be there all the time, but I check in. I check in, especially when Bindles post stuff, and if I see any trade questions or things that I want to chime in on. But it's tough, man. It's a lot going on. It's August. We're here. It's almost football season. It's football preseason, and we're drafting football teams. Appreciate you being here, Greedo, and for checking out the Discord, for chilling with us on a Tuesday night. Hope you're doing well, my man. Hope you guys are all doing great out there. Make sure you slap a like on the stream. Come say what up in the chat. Subscribe if you're watching this in the future. Leave a comment. What round do you think TreVeyon Henderson should be going in best ball drafts, in redraft leagues, even for this year? The chat voted round, I have to scroll up and look. I think round 4 won, but I think round 5 won. Round 5 won barely, but round 4 got a lot of votes. Round 6 did not get any votes. So the days of getting TreVeyon Henderson in round 6 are long gone. Mims goes. I just saw Gino go. 2 players I would have considered drafting. I'm about to be on the clock. I am on the clock. I could take Tajay Spears here. A really nice falling value. He's hurt though, so it's not super great. I could do Eckler, White. Circle back to wide receiver. I grabbed Thielen. I think he's got a lot of early season upside. Got like 6 guys that never even touched the... Oh, yeah, you're talking about the... Yeah, there we go. I caught back up to that finally. I thought about taking Tajay Spears. He's kind of falling like a rock. So is Rachaad White. It's the injuries. I mean, the groin, day-to-day, the ankle. Doesn't sound good. But I do need a running back. Maybe I just go with like Algier or Eckler, guys that are clearly not injured. Finally got that 6th wide receiver and a guy who has a late bye week, so that also kind of helps. I do need another tight end before it gets too late. Johnny's interesting, especially if I'm going to be going for a team stack with the Steelers, which do I even want that? I don't know. I think Algier in this range makes a lot of sense. Spears and White injuries are just off-putting for this kind of a format. Although it's like I've already got depth. I don't need them immediately. It's just I want guys who could potentially hit the lineup even week 1 to hit that flex and help me out. Algier's falling because like the week 5 bye is so early. If one of Rachaad White or Algier is still there, or not Algier, if Tajay Spears is still there with my next pick, I'll really consider it. But it's about time for me to grab potentially a 3rd QB or a 2nd tight end even sooner than later. Probably going to go 3 tight ends here. Probably going to take an approach of going like a 3-5-7-3 or 3-6-7-2. Could I stop with these 6 receivers? Maybe. Honestly, I maybe could. 1, 2. And then week 8. I've kind of got a problem with the week 8 buys. I need to avoid that. Stafford does go, which his status for week 1's not very certain, so that's a pretty risky pick in my opinion. Round 14 for this one. Yeah, Bindles is in like over 40 dynasty leagues. I'm pretty sure he got addicted to dynasty startups a couple years ago. Pretty sure that's the number. He said it a few times live. Laugh. Yeah, that's hilarious, Anthony. Oh, on Myers and Higgins. I got lucky. You know, I've been drafting a good amount of Higgins at 104. I think he's a steal. And then Myers. Steve was really selling me on Myers last night, so I've had it front of mind to get him in a format like this. Makes some sense, I think. So I just took Aaron Rodgers at pick 176. I had DK Metcalf, and then I might even take Jonnu Smith. So like I've got some connection there, and I think getting a third QB in this format can be strong, can help raise your floor, and your scoring ceiling at quarterback, where you're potentially scoring the most points of any of your starting positions. So like I think that's a strategy in these eliminators, is like lean on 3 QB. I think you can still get away with 2 tight end, but Jonnu goes. You can still get away with 2 tight end, but 3 can also be pretty good. I've got 3 picks left, 16, 17, and 18. Probably going to get one more. I'm going to try to take a tight end here if it makes sense. Shipley's actually kind of interesting from a running back perspective to go with my Hurts. I think I might just do that. Call it a day at running back. Shipley's interesting. I'm going to grab him here. Tons of contingent upside and maybe even a tiny bit of standalone value. And then, of course, I've already got the Eagles. Like, I've got Hurts. I've got Shipley now. And then Dallas Goedert. So I've got some nice pieces of the Eagles. It's kind of fun to team stack, especially in the Eliminator. I think team stacking can be really strong. You're carrying the same teams along consecutive weeks if the Eagles are just smashing, which they can. Their offensive line is pretty dominant, right? So then I definitely need to get some tight ends late. I'll probably grab 2 tight ends to finish this one. Go at 3, 6, 6, 3. Or grab one more tight end I feel good about, and then grab a 7th receiver I think would make sense. So I've got 2 receivers on a week, 8 bye. If I've made it that far in this tournament, I'd be lucky. Other than that, pretty solid. But of my flex eligible positions, I've got so far 6 and 6. And that's 12, right? So then I got to hit 2 running backs, 3 receivers, so -5. I got 7 left. And then of those, how many out on week 8 bye? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'd have 3 players backing up, covering my spots. So I'd have Henry in week 8 available, Sampson, Algier, and Shipley. I need 2 of those guys to hit. Probably wouldn't want the flex to come from there. So then I'm thinking, if I've got Brian Thomas and Jacoby Myers out, I've got Worthy, Metcalf, and Higgins in the lineup with flexing Thielen. So I probably want one more receiver to balance this squad out. One more receiver, one more tight end, call it a day. Freiermuth or Dalton Schultz? That's the question I'm asking right now. I'm looking at it for tight end. And then are there any receivers I like more than that I should take first? Coker. Ray McLeod's kind of a fun option. He could be playing a lot of snaps. I think I'm gonna go there. Over Coker? No, I'll just do Coker. I think I got it. Oh, nope, took Freiermuth. Whoops, at least I had it queued up. That's good though. I'll go Freiermuth. I was between him and Dalton Schultz. It's stacked up. It's tight end. Tight ends don't matter too much. Horton goes. That's a fun pick. So I'm either going to go probably Coker or Ray McLeod. Because Ray's going to be playing a ton of snaps early on. maybe is like Tyler Lockett worth a pick? I don't know. Isaac Testigos is another fun one. I'm on the clock in 3 picks. I've got Hurts. I've got Mahomes. I have Aaron Rodgers. I need a player who doesn't have a week 8 bye. I'm okay with one more week 5 bye. I've got Algier and Aaron Rodgers, DK, and Freiermuth out in week 5, but that's not like that crazy. And then if I took Coker here, I'd have Thielen and Coker, so a little bit of team stack for the Panthers is kind of fun. And I think I'll do that. Coker's a big play waiting to happen. Let me get him in the last round here. Ray McLeod also available. So I'll go with him, knowing he should play a ton of snaps for the Falcons. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Ray McLeod. I guess I've got Thielen here. And then Ray, I'm team stacking. I've got the other Falcons piece with Algier. And, I mean, man, Ray's going to play a ton of snaps with Mooney out. And he already was. He was pretty much on the field for every snap last year with Mooney in. So with Mooney out, he's just going to be... He's got to earn those targets, but maybe he's actually more useful than Pitts. Last year, not so good in targets and target share or target rate, but number 20 in snap share, number 11 in slot snaps. I mean, they were running 3 wide receiver a ton. Number 23 in routes run. Number 3 catchable target rate, although that's a lot of that's attributable to Kirk Cousins, so he's a slot receiver. He's on the field. I guess that's the only good thing about him. Total route wins, though. Number 26 in total route wins. So there's some interesting things to go along there. Did he have any actual spike weeks? Could he hit the lineup? You know, sure. Week 4, week 5, week 9, week 13, week 14. He can hit the lineup a few times. If he gets any more touchdown luck, the number of plays that he's like on the field, I'm surprised he doesn't get more, but not the best pick, not the worst pick. Could have gone Coker there. Didn't do it. Again. Took Ray. I just think in the eliminator format, potentially Coker seeing limited snaps early on and has to earn more of the role over Leggett, former first-round pick, over Thielen, veteran player, stud, scratch golfer. T-Mac's going to be vacuuming up all the targets. JT Sanders is getting a lot of hype in camp. So is Coker, though, too. But JT Sanders plays tight end, so he's like a different access to being on the field, getting snaps. I just think that with McLeod, he's going to be on the field a ton. And I want pieces of the Falcons offense. I got him in Algier. Kind of fun. That's hilarious. Takes one guy to love Bowers. Yep. I would honestly think Greedo, like 2 firsts and like another really good player. Like if you're giving up Brock Bowers in year 2 in a dynasty league where he's got his whole career ahead of him, I want 2 firsts. I want them to be good first. I want this to be traded to a team that sucks, so they're going to have good first picks. Brock Bowers is going to make their team better, so you have to account for that too. And then I want another good skill position player who's under the age of 25 or 26, preferably a wide receiver. Or if you need a quarterback, if it's super flex, you need a quarterback. Probably True Who Hames. %. If people don't value him, I would not capitulate. I would not give in. I would not undersell. I would not sell him cheaply. I would hold him and let them see the light. Start winning some games with Bowers in your lineup. They'll come around. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like. I hate being lowballed. If people lowballed me, I'll counter with a high ball. And then they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? Don't waste my time. Yeah, trade block's tricky. I find it's better just to approach people and approach their roster and be like, hey, I see you're missing a tight end. I'm missing this. Are you interested in a trade? And then let them come around to the conclusion like it's their idea to trade for Bowers. That might help you sell him. Don't sell him. Sell them that they have a need, but don't sell them. Don't try to sell them Bowers unless they come around to the idea that they do need him. Who did Rodgers elevate last year? I don't know. No clue. Devontae Adams? It's not going to load, but Adams. Yeah, I'm not super in on like the Packers. I'll take him here. I mean, QB 3, wide receiver 3, tight end 2, pretty cheap. Metcalf at 56 seems fine. I think it's fine here. I'm not like full fading the Steelers. I don't have a ton of Steelers across all tournaments. Metcalf 7% below the field. Caleb 7% below the field. Warren 5%. 5, 9 for Freiermuth. I had a bunch of him before the trade with Johnny, or the signing. I guess it was a trade. Calvin Austin 4%. I'll probably stop doing that. So like I'm pretty low on the Steelers in general. Peppers likes his team. Yes, sir. I know. I'm just dreading the eventual week 1 injuries, week 2 injuries. It's crazy. Yo, Fantasy Dog, 25th like. I'm here. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Tuesday night. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the like. Some of the boys. Yep. I'll get some of the friends in here. Do you think Browns, wide receivers, tight ends move up with the idea of Flacco-Sanders combo? I guess so. I think that's smart. I think that makes sense. What it really comes down to is like the more of an idea of who that quarterback is, then people start thinking about the stacking options. They start thinking about the outcomes, the range of outcomes. They start stacking them more. I've been seeing Flacco get drafted occasionally. I don't think he got drafted in this one. This is an eliminator. So Flacco would actually make a lot of sense and be a decent QB in this format where we're thinking he's going to start some games, but maybe he has a rough start, loses to the Bengals, loses to the Ravens, loses to the Packers, and they're starting Shador by week 4 or something. That's not too far-fetched either. But yeah, I've seen Shador getting drafted. I saw Shador get drafted in the 16th round last night. I want to say it was the Best Ball Mania too. Yes, sir. Tagged on Freiermuth there. Week 6. Just catching up. Arthur Smith, Steelers. Yes. Yeah. 2 tight end sets can happen, but I think Freiermuth can he's also good, right? Freiermuth is good. 13 personnel with 3 tight ends, with Darnell Washington too. They have like another guy, I forget his name. The wishbone on TV, incredible. The 36 power. Yeah, Anthony knows about the wishbone. Who has got Bowers and McBride in a dynasty? And everyone keeps saying I don't need them both and sending me low offers. So I just flex one and crush them all. Yeah, I did that a few years ago in a dynasty league. I had Kittle and Andrews, and people kept on being like, come on, you don't need both of those elite tight ends. And I was like, well, it's tight end premium, and we have 2 flex spots and a tight end, and a tight end can hit either of the flex spots. So and a super flex. I mean, worst case scenario, you're starting a non-quarterback in the Superflex spot, but in tight end premium, you can do worse than like a Kittle or Andrews back then. It was like 2023, not that long ago. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I try to avoid like straight up trade conversation, and I try to focus more on like just talking about the league with people who are in the league. And then naturally, as you talk about the league, your teams, your positions, your needs, what you've got, what you're trying to do with your team, people will come around to the conclusion that they might want to trade with you. I think that's what I try to do, but I'm not like a dynasty psychology expert in any means. In fact, I hardly do trades in dynasty. I have some good trades. I've had some good trades over the years. I've had some bad trades. Yeah. Yeah, the Browns, if they actually have the QB on their roster with the most potential reps with the starters, yeah, for sure. Gerardo hates his team. Yeah. The eliminator could be different because of the way people draft differently in like the first 6 rounds, and then it kind of becomes, I think, a little bit more regular, but there's different players get selected. It's kind of interesting. Like, I was much more tempted to go McLeod here because he's going to be on the field playing early in the season than I would be in a Best Ball Mania, but I've taken him in Best Ball Manias too. I'm starting to really worry about Darnell Mooney's shoulder. I did not like what I was hearing today. Yeah. It's tough though. People value players so differently, and they like typically will stick pretty close to either a trade calculator or whatever rankings they have. Makes sense. This team, this eliminator, we made it through technical difficulties. I'm sure we'll have this all sorted out by the next time we go live and stream some drafts. But tonight it was kind of interesting in that last one with the eliminator. 3-6-7-2. Hurts, elite QB. Mahomes, I mean, sub-elite QB, but pretty close. Rodgers, 2-time MVP. Pretty free where he's going in drafts right now. As a correlated pick, as a double stacked, with Metcalf and Freiermuth. So it made a lot of sense for me. Big dog, Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, Tank Bigsby, Dylan Sampson, Algier, and Shipley. So after the big dog, Montgomery has standalone value. Bigsby should, but he's a split backfield. Kind of similar to Montgomery, I guess, in some ways. But definitely not as good. Not as good at catching passes. Not as good of an offense. All that. Sampson, Algier, Shipley, really contention value guys. And then the rookie Sampson, we could see something big happen. I think all of these guys competing to hit my RB2 and flex in most weeks can help. Where I'm really strong at my first 4 wide receivers, like Brian Thomas, Worthy, Metcalf, and Myers. Got Worthy and Metcalf stacked up. Myers is a really nice floor play and can have some nice spike ceiling weeks too. Higgins, the rookie upside. Thielen and McLeod, these older veteran players that should be on the field a ton. Thielen per game, still very good for fantasy. Dallas Goedert, Freiermuth, tight ends. Do tight ends matter? I don't know. I think I'm more concerned about getting a 25-point week out of either Mahomes or Hurts. Most likely Hurts. Or Derrick Henry as well. And then some spikes from guys like some 20-point weeks out of Thomas, Worthy, Metcalf every once in a while would be nice. Even Thielen can do that. Goddard can win you a week outright. He did it in week 3 last year, put up 170 yards. And so, in 9-10 catches. So then I feel like in these head-to-head matchups, the tight end 2 doesn't matter so much. So having Freiermuth there, at least is correlated with Rodgers. But I wanted to get that 7th receiver and that 6th running back. It just made more sense to me to fill out my flex with higher scoring optionality than my tight end, who I'm hoping it's just Goddard most of the time. And even then, does tight end scoring really matter that much in these head-to-heads? I got some Mooney. Yeah, people have been drafting Mooney. Mooney went super late in this one because it's an eliminator and he's going to miss some games. But I'm holding on Mooney until I hear more information on how he's dealing with the injury and what the timetable is. I would hate to find out tomorrow that he's out for the season or something. So I'm kind of paused on Mooney for right now. Yeah, Yes, sir. 20% Golden looking good. 2% Jaden. We'll see if Jaden comes back. I hope it's not a long-term thing, but already we are hearing the movement towards like Golden and Jaden being used in the slot, and they're not going to run a whole lot of 3 wide sets, but they do run some, but not like the most. I had some good run out on Egbuka. I had 20% Egbuka, then it was down to 18%, and now I haven't taken Egbuka in a little while. I still want to get more, but across all tournaments, 15% Egbuka, and I feel like I haven't drafted him in weeks as he's been rising. But I do want to get some more. But that's been a good run out for me. Yo, what up? Cats took over. Appreciate you being here. Sick avatar. I think it's like you're cooking or something in there. Looks cool. More drafts. This was the 4th draft tonight. We did 3 best ball manias in this eliminator. I'll be back tomorrow night for more best ball drafts, talking ball, talking dynasty, all that action. But I'm going to call it a night on this one. 3.5 hour stream. Pretty good for a Tuesday night. It's midnight Central Time. I got to hit the hay. Call it a day. What do you say? Come with draft with me again tomorrow. Let's do it. We'll rip some more best ball manias, maybe some Huskies too. And I appreciate y'all being here. Have a great a Tuesday night. Hartman, peace out, brother. Always good to see you. Fantasy Dog, Who Hames, Anthony, my guys in the chat. Appreciate y'all all so much. Have a great Tuesday night. Catch y'all real soon. Creoth, of course. Gerardo. We've got Nice and Blunt and Peppers in here. Some of the guys. Hartman sighting. Yes, Hartman was lurking. Always. Appreciate y'all. Have a great night. See ya tomorrow. Let's draft some more teams.